Sent you. And as always, it's for the fans, by the fans. Don't miss the cookies.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
WKGN 1340. Go Vols!
You're tuned in to East Tennessee's premier sports radio call-in show. This is The Drive.
And hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another stellar edition of The Drive here on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith punching the time clock at 3:02 on a Thursday afternoon, wrapping up the month of May.
And time flies.
Doesn't it, though?
Yeah.
Hard to believe it's already June.
I mean, it
almost.
seems like just last week we were celebrating May Day.
Yeah. I mean, is that just a day, or is that a month-long celebration for you?
Just a day.
Well, I'm sorry that your month of celebration has to come to an end.
Mm-hmm. It's all right.
There will be more May Days, though, Bear.
Yeah.
We got the World Cup coming up. You can root for, well, I guess your Ruskies aren't playing in that either, are they?
I'll be rooting for the good old U.S. of A.
Uh-huh.
As American as apple pie, Conway Twitty.
How many Americans can you name on the national team this year?
I don't follow soccer. I have no idea. I couldn't name you one soccer player in the entire World Cup, my friend.
You couldn't name a single soccer, really? Really?
Holland, I imagine, from Man City's playing for someone.
I don't know if he's Norway. I don't know if they made it. Might not be.
I don't know.
Messi? You ever heard of Lionel Messi?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
There you go. All right.
Pele.
But you can't name any Americans.
Is Pele still alive?
Still alive.
Yeah.
He was incredible. I do remember him when I was a kid.
Diego Maradona.
Hand of God. He totally, he Lane Kiffin that ball, didn't he?
Maradona may have done more cocaine than any athlete in the history of the world.
I'm not going to bore you with it, but look it up sometime. He had a fascinating run-in with the Oasis boys where he threatened to murder Liam.
I think I've heard of that. There was a story from, I think it was the 1998 World Cup when the Americans were playing, I want to say it was Argentina. Mm-hmm. Those dudes grow up in violent street gangs playing soccer barefoot on the street. These are hard dudes. And, they're saying they're in the tunnel. You ever see, the soccer matches, how they're in, the two teams are lined up next to each other in the tunnel and then they walk out.
Kind of like Michigan, Ohio State.
They said there was very much a no eye contact. We're not.
Yeah, you can't. the Michigan State kind of vibe.
Yeah, well, not even that. It's like those guys are just fighting, swinging punches. Like there was a feeling like these guys might have a shiv. They might have a foreign object that would come out. More off the field drama for the Vols. I'm titling my video thing here.
Is there more?
Well,
I've been a little out of the loop. So,
I mean, you've been following the Bob Baskersville is here too, by the way. Hey,
yeah,
Bob.
I'm just hanging.
You've been following the Chaz Coleman situation, right?
I heard he shut down his Instagram. I know one of you guys texted me that last night. My response was, if I were running one, I'd be like Saban, man. I'd make that part of you can't have any social media.
Yeah, but you're like a 50-year-old man that's had life experience, and these are
screwed up monumentally.
Like, think of how immature you were at 18, and then realize that most of these kids are more immature than that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure he shut it down for the reasons you were lauding him for.
Oh, no. I did see that there were some people commenting on the fact that he did not look like a defensive end.
Yeah, but I also think, maybe he's just like I don't think he's doing it like, well, I don't want to get in the crosshairs with Tennessee. I think it's more like I'm getting too much heat. I'm just done because I don't know what I'm going to do.
Which is ironic because I think Tennessee fans are just done.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
I'm beginning to wonder if Josh Heupel is just done.
Yes.
There's a cryptic post from Austin Price on VolQuest, who's obviously very close with Heupel. It said that I don't know, don't want to direct quote this, but the gist was like they're getting their ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Like the implication being that they're making sure that contractually they're okay. There's a big contract. Like he's getting big money to be here. He didn't get, like we discussed the other day, it's not all up front. He gets paid a monthly fee. But if you're not showing up to work,
mm-hmm. Yeah, I
ain't gonna make that dinero.
It'll be interesting. We got CeeLo joining us, right?
Yes.
Today he'll always have some insight.
He's got good nugs.
Yeah.
Tasty nugs.
Yes.
The great and powerful Chris Lowe set to join the show in hour number 2. Coming up, hour number 3, we'll visit with the Cookie Man, Logan Quinton, talk about the baseball Vols tomorrow as we'll be down at Barley's in the OC. You want to come watch a game with us? Be doing the thing live after that, 3 to 6 here on Fan Run. Should work out nicely. And
you going to be able to keep your cool tomorrow?
Probably not. I haven't even thought about that. Yeah, watching a game in public.
And why is it that baseball is I noticed that baseball is a lot more nerve-wracking.
It is.
Remember the World Series, the national championship game? You were walking.
There's so much.
I was curled up in fetal position.
Football happens fast. Yeah, there's time between plays, but there's a play clock. Like the next play happens usually in less than 30 seconds. Basketball, the clock's constantly running. In baseball, you have these long, dramatic pauses. We're like, oh, this is it, and then it's just a ball, and like they throw back, and like an at bat can be over in 1 pitch or 15 pitches, and it's excruciating when it's a close game like that, and there's something on the line.
You get they load the bases on you. You're making a pitch and change that you weren't expecting to make, and now you got to sit there while your pitcher warms up and just marinate on
and
the
your
fact
heart's
that this could all come crashing down in 1 pitch.
Yeah, it's a good point. I don't handle those situations well.
No. I mean, none of us do.
I've been watching the showing up in my algorithm on social media on X. Some of these videos from the 9th inning against Florida State in the College World Series in 2024, right? That's legendary. The Zane Denton home run in 2023, right, against Clemson. Mm-hmm. Those things, I'm just sitting there watching, and all I could think of is, man, glorious times, first of all. But do we have the guys that can emulate that kind of magic this time around? I don't know. It doesn't feel like we've had that this year.
Yeah. It didn't feel like we had it that year.
Yeah.
Up until then. And we just had some of that Tony Vitello magic. I mean, this is an opportunity. I guess, in terms of like, will I be able to handle it? it's only a regional. It's not Omaha.
Yeah.
It's a team that a lot of people left for dead at various points
It's got some
throughout the
flaws.
season. I don't know, man. I think it's just East Carolina. Like, as long as we're doing well, maybe we go out there and hammer these dudes, man. It's just East Carolina tomorrow. That's all.
That kid, the kid that we're seeing, has got a fairly low ER. I just hope it's a deal where who was the kid from it was Texas has a pitcher. His only 2 losses. Volantis is to us.
Yeah.
So I think right now the way we've been hitting the ball, we're hitting as good as just about anybody else in the country, short of Georgia Tech. But I don't know. I just get super nervous about it.
I feel you, buddy. I feel you.
And if we just get to that super, I mean, at that point, you're playing with house money. I don't like our chances, Bob.
Tell you who's got a little magic right now. How about them Lady Vols?
Oh, they're underway, aren't they?
Speaking of Texas.
Yes.
They're up 3-0 on Texas in the top of the 3rd.
Is Pickens dealing?
No, it's Sage Marcheco pitching today. And she's dealing, though. She's not a hit allowed in 2+ innings now.
It's no hit those Lady Horns.
Whoever
the Lady Longhorns.
The catcher is Morrison. I don't know her first name. She had a 3-run homer. Jimmy Jack.
So the Chaz Coleman drama continues. What do you think we should do? 865-966-3435. Open lines this hour. If you want to jump in, go ahead and take your shot.
I mean, put you guys on the spot. You're Josh Heupel, Bob. What are you doing with this guy? Like, you have to make a decision right now.
I said it last night. He's gone. That's what I would do.
That picture changed. The picture seemed to change a lot of minds. With the money and the car, and like I think that a lot of people up until then were trying to keep an open mind about. You've heard you keep hearing mental health. Like the implication, though nobody has stated it implicitly, is that the kid is going through a depression, and
he didn't look depressed.
No, he didn't look depressed. It's hard to look depressed. It's like who's the comedian that does you can't cry on a jet ski. Like you can't. I think it might be Segura. It's like there's no crying on a jet ski.
No,
like nobody.
Not.
You cannot look sad on a jet ski. You can't look sad when you're fanning the dollar bills.
Not in front of a Durango.
Nobody's like
Raptor, whatever they call it.
$10,000 in my hands. Oh, bummer. I think that. I think if those pictures hadn't leaked, I think most people right now would be of the opinion of. You work through it, get him some therapy, maybe a support animal, a little dog or something he can walk around with and take it on the field, run through the tee with it.
Maybe his teammates will welcome him back when he gets a better friend.
Get him a teddy bear. I don't know. I
don't think you're doing it after seeing those pictures.
No, man. It is interesting how much visuals can change the mind of the public.
Sure.
Look at Ray Rice.
Yep.
Yeah, I just, again, and this is what it comes back to. I know Tony today was talking about, he's got a position that this, he was loud and proud on the soapbox saying, if you guys are blaming Josh Heupel for this, I don't know where that's coming from. It's wrongheaded. I'm not necessarily blaming Josh Heupel for Chaz Coleman's woes, but what I was talking about yesterday is how do you handle it? That's the part I'm critical of. And I still stand by being critical of Josh Heupel for that. It's like, this should be over.
It's critical.
This should be over, man. It
should have never made it into this part.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it
after spring?
So you think it is kind of a battle? Like if Heupel, if he's getting his ducks in a row, whatever that means. He's talking with the NIL collective. They're figuring out, okay, when's the last payment?
Yeah.
And, you don't want to look insensitive in the face of, you don't want to be the school that's like, well, we don't care about your mental health. Maybe there's some PR that you go through, whatever. If they're just getting their ducks in a row and this ends with him being off the team in the next 48 hours or so, then I won't have a problem with it. But at this point, if it is a situation that lingers, like the Cranberries sang, R.I.P. Dolores O'Riordan. What a voice.
Of an angel.
But if we're still talking about this a month from now, is he, I don't know, is he on the team? Is he going to come back? Like, what kind of shape is he in? Like, at that point, I'll be like, Josh, buddy, what are you doing? Like, what, again? Really? You going to do this again? I thought you learned your lesson. Thought you learned your lesson here. And by the way, in regards to the picture, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, but you also shouldn't judge a book by its cover. And there's a lot of things that they say about the visual medium.
Mm-hmm.
Did the guy in those pictures look like a guy who's going to be able to stick his hand in the dirt and get around 5-star, 315-pound
6%
offensive tackles in the SEC? Okay, you looked a little light in the loafers, huh? Little thin.
He did not resemble any of the guys we've had here.
Wasn't looking like James Pierce. Wasn't looking like Josh Josephs.
No. He looked like he might be an interesting track and field athlete.
He just looked kind of pudgy to me.
Looked like a guy who hasn't been in an SEC strength training program in a while.
He looks like a guy who hasn't been in a D1 football weight room in a while.
Yeah.
And his moves going, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to throw off on the kid, but yeah, he didn't look like he was in shape.
I didn't see that much detail, but nonetheless, he looked smallish for sure. And not, I mean, you look at the guy who would likely be replacing him in reps, Jordan Norman, who's 6'4", 270. That's kind of what I'm expecting. And that's not what that kid was.
I was looking up Norman. I don't know about that. This guy wasn't a starter at Tulane.
Wasn't he really?
No, he started like 2 or 3 games for them. But
there's your chance, kid.
Yeah, he's all we got right now. I mean, that's
work hard.
You know, you got Christian Gass behind him, who was a highly touted recruit who was injured most of last year's true freshman season. But words that keep ringing in my ears. I don't know if we ever talked about this, but Adam Sparks, on one of his last appearances on our show, we were going over this, and I brought up Christian Gass, and he shot that. He was like, "Yeah, I don't think he figures in." Which, like, kind of, I was like, "What?" Like, this is one of our more highly touted guys, and
I mean, Adam's not going to say that.
No, he totally dismissed him.
Yeah.
So if that's your second string guy, and maybe he's not, but as far as I know, am I leaving anybody out, Bob? You've got Coleman, Gass, and then you do have a bunch of freshmen.
Sure.
Maybe you can Jordan Norman, obviously. Maybe you can swing a Marion Dye. I know they worked Xavier Gilliam outside a little bit in spring. So you're going to get creative, but you don't have that 6'6", 250-pound demon coming off the edge.
Explosive out of his stance. I mean, is there in the old days, Fulmer and those guys would just move somebody if they had a hole. They didn't normally have a hole like this. Yeah, we were so deep. But I mean, is there somebody that we just don't know about, aren't thinking about, that might be able to step in?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, there's so much of an overhaul on that defense. It's hard to tell, for me at least.
Help wanted.
Yeah. I hate it, but he should be gone. I mean, this is crazy. Think about that. Think about, you just mentioned Derek Owings, who I was saying this yesterday, somebody on the live chat kind of provoked me to say it, and he's absolutely right. And that was, what would Kurt Signetti do? And Derek Owings is probably watching this going,
well, yeah.
I mean, I just worked under the best coach in the game right now. You could argue that. And it's like, what are we doing here, man?
Yeah.
You want me to come and create sea change with
you hired this guy. Listen to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen to him. This has been a discipline on the field, not really off the field, a little bit off the field, but like your program is a little sloppy at times on and off the field. That's been a criticism. You hired this guy from the national championship team, and I think a lot of casual fans probably don't know. The hardcores understand. A strength coach is next to the head coach. Like, he's right there with your offensive and defensive coordinators as the most important personnel hires you can make. This is the guy that sets the tone and makes sure your football team is ready to play, physically ready to go. And we haven't been bad in that area, but we haven't been great either. Indiana was obviously great, and this is the guy who molded that team. off the field without Cignetti. So you hire him away. You better do take his advice.
Yeah.
And if he's telling you, oh, well, this is my high paid guy. I want to, no, dude, like you need to change. You need to change your philosophy, Josh Heupel, to meet Derek Owings' philosophy. And if you
brought him here to do the job, you have to let him do the job. Yeah. And I mean, if you need proof of what a strength and conditioning coach can, I mean, look at Tennessee baseball under Vitello had Coach Q. And then Coach Barnes has Maitenwald, and those dudes are
important. Mm-hmm. Such an important.
I mean, you look at how the basketball players and the baseball players look and act.
Going back to John Stuckey and Johnny Long under Fulmer, had great strength coaches, and we've had some not so great ones during our not so great teams.
I've seen a couple of these posts on social media. I've talked to a couple friends. It's not good from the standpoint. There's so many people, of course it's silly season, so maybe that'll change as we get closer to August. So many people are like, man, can we just fast forward through football season and get to basketball?
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, I have seen a little bit of that, and I hate it like Russ does. I mean, it's football, man.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, man. I don't want to skip over football season. I might want to skip over the off season. Yeah. I might want to skip to football season, but I'm interested to see what this team can do. And again, you let the Boo Carter situation, you let that kid and his camp run all over you. You let Mama Boo dictate things, okay? You got 100 other kids in that locker room looking at their head coach saying, okay, he said we weren't going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And they're looking at him right now. And I think you can win over your players. And I think you can win over some goodwill from the fan base if you make a statement by booting this kid, if that is indeed what is required.
I hate that it's happened multiple times, and that's part of another issue, like we said. But
there's a narrative here, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I agree. I think you've got to stand by. They did it with Nico. They ended up ultimately doing it with Boo. Took forever. But this one, I think you got to nip it in the bud, man. And I know it's complicated. It really is. We don't know the depth of what's going on with the kid and everything else. But,
I mean, anytime mental health's brought into it, I imagine that complicates.
Here's the question I have. I know we got to hit a break, but the question I have, and maybe we can answer it on the other side. If he leaves of his own volition, he can't transfer anywhere, right?
Right.
Does he have the ability to transfer though if he's kicked off the team?
I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, I mean, he could easily, whether the rules say it or not, I mean, he could always get a lawyer and go to court about it.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger question is, like, who would want, like, we all saw the pictures in the video. I'm sure the Ohio State people did too. Does that look like a kid that could start for Ohio State? Much less here.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not terribly concerned about if it gets to the point where we have to sit down and tell him to, sorry, this just ain't working out. I don't
care
really
if he
concerned
plays
where he
somewhere.
goes. Yeah,
I don't care.
Kind of like, hey man, more power to you. Like, I hope you.
Good luck.
I think lots of fans. I know I feel this way. One of the things you hate most in sports is seeing wasted talent.
Mm-hmm.
Guys who have the ability to be a professional, who just for whatever reason,
we've had more than a handful. Of
can't
guys.
commit to it. I mean, it happens all the time. I'm sure all over
every school,
America. Yeah, there are guys who just they have all the ability in the world and aren't willing to put in the work to be great. So, like, I don't want Chaz Coleman to just go back to wherever he's from and
not
pump gas for a living.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, like sort yourself out, man. Put yourself together.
Put in the work.
Go and be the man. Be everything you can be. Isn't that what was the Army's phrase back in the day?
I think it's something similar to that.
Be all you can be.
Maybe. What was the Marines? Few the proud.
Man, they had some good commercials back in the day.
Oh, they did.
The Marine,
they
like
had Top Gun. That was just a giant 90-minute commercial.
Well, they would have those commercials during like American Gladiators or something, where you'd see a Marine fighting like a molten lava monster creature like come out and like the Marine would like slay him with a sword or something. You remember those?
Yes. Yeah. They probably had somebody like Bob putting them together.
Dude, dumbasses like me are sitting there watching, wow, yeah, I could go slay the molten lava monster. They're like, next thing you know, you're up to your face in sawdust at Paris Island. Dude yelling at you.
Worse. Yeah, in the dirt into Crete.
Or that
IED blowing up on your ass.
Hey, you speak for yourself, Mayday. I support our armed service men and women.
Who are you talking to? I'm the son and grandson of 2 combat veterans for the U.S. Army. Get the hell out of here.
I mean, some people would find it an honor to find themselves to Crete.
The question, I did a little searching on blind transfer. It's like the school that would take him if he tried to do this, they're subject to penalties, like significant penalties from the NCAA. So the question becomes, is Chaz Coleman worth all that? I don't think he is right now.
Well, I'd tell you who'd like to take him just to be a troll.
Oh, Lane?
Yeah.
Quick timeout. You're listening to The Drive. If you want to talk about the Chaz Coleman situation, if you want to talk Tennessee baseball tomorrow in Chapel Hill, we'd love to hear from you. 865-966-3435. What do you do? What do you do if you're Josh Heupel? You got to be thinking, man, my luck. I get the guy. I get the number one defensive player in the portal at a position of need, and he flakes. Totally flakes on me. Ugh. Rotten luck. 865-966-3435. You're listening to Fan Run Radio, and we're back with more after this.
The Drive.
Start your morning off with your daily dose of talk sports with John Reed and Cody McClure from 8 to 11, right here on the flagship station for Tennessee fans. Fan Run Radio.
School is out, so let's kick off summer with your Knoxville Smokies.
Go, streaming on YouTube this afternoon. And the YouTubers already letting the knuckleheadedness fly over there. Suggestions that perhaps Cody McClure is drinking Chaz Coleman's milkshakes, and that's the reason for his lack of size and girth.
Whoa, that is incredibly rude and a little bit presumptuous.
Yeah,
a lot of theories.
Feel like you're throwing off on my buddy.
Just
Don't
saying,
like it.
I'm just saying there's a lot of theories. That's one of them. There's many.
He's currently on a self-improvement plan again, Russ.
Jason Scheck says, Bear is right. We talked Signetti already, but if dudes don't love ball, championship teams are not taking you.
I think it was Greg Olson. He was on a podcast and he was explaining to the interview about when he first got to Miami. He said, you really have to want to be there more than anything in the world, because he said there is nothing harder, more miserable, or worse than playing major college football. He said most people have no understanding of physically what it takes and the amount of work you have to put in just to be decent at it.
C. Brent V3 says he will blind transfer. Colorado would take him.
But again, as we were saying going into the break, based on the new legislation that just got passed like in April, Colorado, if that was a school that would take him, they stand to be penalized as a result of it.
Is there some sort of language in that legislation that, hey, if you get kicked off a team,
or if there's a legitimate, which
if
you case for legitimate medical / mental health reason,
he needs to go out there at Colorado, get him some of that medical marijuana.
I'm not a grass expert.
Yeah, but he says he's homesick being all the way down here in Knoxville. Colorado is like a 5 or 6 hour plane ride from where's this kid from? Pennsylvania?
Ohio. He's from Ohio. It says here, among the penalties for programs include a suspension of the respective sport's head coach for 50% of a season and a fine of 20% of that sport's budget. So, it's pretty steep.
Mm-hmm. Coastoval says it's not luck. Heupel is lazy and needs to hire a management team like Barnes has to make sure this BS doesn't happen. I call it Hype's slippery slope. False starts to paid players never starting. Heupel's slippery slope.
I don't know that I agree.
Good alliteration there. You don't?
No.
I do think football and basketball are different. But, it's so much easier to, as a basketball. You got 15 guys and you can really zero in on character. And
sure.
And you got 100 people on your roster. You're going to have to take some risks.
But that begs for having a bigger support staff to manage all that is part of it. I still think that that's something that
he is in control of.
Yeah, I do. Maybe I know he's got guys.
He's got a big staff. I mean, they've got a lot of people out there that we don't even know. We don't know. The hardest of the hardcores don't know some of the quality controls and player development guys and stuff like that. They've got those guys out there. Now, you could argue that maybe those guys aren't tough enough. You could argue that maybe Heupel isn't tough enough in setting a standard and demanding, accountability in his players. But I think the staff is plenty big. I was reading a story today about John Summerall's first staff down there at Florida. $20 million they have poured into staff. So you get $20 million for rev share. They're spending as much
on staff
as they are you can only spend $21 million, whatever it is this year, out of the rev share, but that's for 100 players.
Can you not divert some of that 20 million and
is what I've been saying for a long time.
I know.
What would you rather have? A mediocre staff with a really talented roster or a great staff with a mediocre roster? How is Bill Belichick, one of the greatest coaches of all time, doing with a mediocre roster right now?
Not very good, but it's quality. I think it's a quality versus quantity. I think you could put together a much more lean and mean staff, so to speak, that didn't cost you $20 million.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, by the way, I don't question the size of Heupel's staff. I get his coaching staff. I think that I think that sometimes it's like, what are the roles? If he's just got a bunch of guys who know ball, that's great. But in this day and age, man, you need other people. And my point in this is, in Heupel's case, there seems like we've been saying now for a day or two, there's a pattern, man. There's always something. And it's typically surrounding money. In this case, could be mental health, but the guy was flashing money. And it's well known that he got more money here than he got at Ohio State, or was offered at Ohio State. Meanwhile, at Tennessee, for basketball, when Barnes has guys come through, we never hear these stories. And I know the numbers are smaller. I get it. But there's a vetting process that I think might be far different than what we're seeing on the football side.
Can I pose a quick question? We're talking about his staff and what their responsibility is and what his responsibility is to them and everything. Where were these Penn State guys? Knowles, Poindexter,
right?
Old Hickory, Andrew Jackson. These guys that came with him from Penn State
that knew the kid,
that were around this kid. Yes, like, has he just gone crazy all of a sudden, or did they not know? I mean, you talk about vetting, the vetting process. You had multiple guys on your coaching staff that were around this guy for an entire year.
You're right.
Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah, I mean, if you're Heupel, you'd think he probably called them all in and been like, "Hey, appreciate the heads up, fellas."
Somebody in the chat is, there was mentioned that maybe he had vertigo at one point, and speculate, did he take a hit in the head or something? Like, is this an Antonio Brown situation where, like, I don't know. I mean, those are other things. Obviously, if it's something like that changes. I don't think it's something like that, man. This seems like,
I think we'd have video if it was up to that.
No,
level.
Not if it happened in practice when he got here.
Oh, that's true. All those guys that played with him said he was significantly different before and after that. Perfect hit, Brown. So, I mean, it definitely is possible.
All right, let's get some random guy in here next. Rando, you're on the drive, Fan Run Radio.
I genuinely hope he doesn't have vertigo, because that's just an absolutely horrible song.
I've heard it's unpleasant.
YouTube reference. And it's also an unpleasant song.
U2. Oh yeah, I got you. That was a unfortunate U2 song.
Hello, really the death of U2.
That might have been. That was when U2 really started to suck. I don't know. That's a controversial band.
Vertigo.
I appreciate their early stuff.
It was all downhill after Slain
I think everything
Castle.
everything up through Octoon Baby is pretty solid. Past that, it gets real questionable real quick. But I don't know if there's anything like there definitely is something going on with Chaz Coleman and Russell. You just said it. How did all the guys from Penn State say, yeah, this dude is a head case, let's just go ahead and bring him down here and throw him a lot of money? I don't know if the amount of money he got thrown changed him in a way, or if there's something else. But I know there's a lot of people chiming in, and I guess I am too. I think you sit them down, you say, look, here's a line in the sand. You're either going to show up and you're going to do things by this day, or you're gone. Because we cannot keep doing this. It's 3 years in a row now. It's just getting absolutely ridiculous. And others have pointed it out. I think there's a sloppiness about Heupel, and I'm not talking about appearance, but we said it during football season. Why does he have clock management issues? Why are we always caught off guard, flat-footed in these key moments? And it seems to translate into this as well. Am I wrong in reading it that way?
I don't think so. I think that was a criticism that a lot of us had last year. And I think that, speaking for myself, I feel like I was excited when he made some of the changes that he did after the season, and bringing in Derek Konings and Jim Knowles. And my hope is that, and it's still my hope, that translates to more discipline on the field this year. So I'll hold out judgment and hope that ends up being the case this season. But, a situation like this happens this week and everybody's same old Heupel. Just
Here we go again.
loosey-goosey off the field. Yep.
One question I was going to call in yesterday and I was unable to. We have a small portion of a potential answer, but my answer does not change. Who do you guys think? And I know how deep the women are in the tournament already. I know how that the men are getting ready to start their tournament. I'm not talking about the depth of run. I'm talking about day on the calendar. Who do you think's playing later on the calendar? The softball team or the baseball team? I would have said the softball team before today. I'm still sticking with that answer. What do you guys say?
Well, softball will be done by, let's see, the championship game is on June 4th.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, about a week away.
I don't think the men make it out of Chapel Hill.
Great question.
I think we lose in Game 5.
I'm inclined to believe you too. I'm with you. I think
this double elimination, right? In this softball tournament.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same as baseball. Once you hit the World
and
Series.
I did not hear if you guys have given the score, and I don't know if people are. So I'm not going to say the score if you guys have not.
We have given the score, so it's the same.
Okay.
Still, it's 3-0.
Yes, it's 3-0. The ladies, if they can get through another couple innings, we don't. If not when, if saying high atop the whatever, calm down. If they can get through today, they get Texas Tech, but they get a day to rest, and they're going to Marjetco today. They come back with Newer, they come back with Pickens. I mean, the pitching is there if the bats can hit. I mean, I think the women can get today would be huge. That can put them through to a real legitimate chance to get to the championship round, but they're going to have to get past Texas Tech twice, I think. So I think the women play a little bit longer than men, maybe by a day or two. I don't know if the women win at all, but it's a decent start so far. I just don't see the men.
I'm living in my hopes, not my fears. We're going to the Supers, and then we're going to Omaha.
I hope you're right. I hope the women win it all, and the men.
Was it Howard Dean, the president? We're going to Omaha. We're going to
killed his whole political career in like 4 or 5 seconds.
Just one momentary lapse of reason.
All you have to say is Howard Dean, and those who know will hit you with
Like that dude could cure cancer. He could balance the budget.
All he did was just get a little fired up. We've all been there.
20 years from now, you mentioned Howard Dean, we'll all be.
All right, guys. On that note, I'm out. Y'all take care.
Oh man, Howard Dean.
Whack-a-doodle.
He was leading the Democratic nomination.
Yeah.
Was that 04 or 2000?
I can't remember. It all runs together now. But yeah.
Then we're going to Iowa. Then we're going to New Hampshire. Then we're going to Mississippi. Let's see what they say.
That's crazy. Nowadays that wouldn't rate in the top 100 of wild stuff coming out of Washington.
We can come back on the other side and get it. I have a hypothetical to talk about. Back to Chaz Coleman.
Okay.
And some of it was fueled by, I was thinking about it, and then one of the listeners on the live chat posed a question. I have a thought here. So,
okay, Bob's got a thought.
Yeah, all right. You have my attention, sir.
You got a member of the Tiger team on hold as well, Russ?
Stay with us. The drive continues. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive. Check out exclusive Fan Run video content on YouTube. Just search Fan Run Sports.
down in Destin. And some interesting comments from the league coming out today as they wrap up that event. We'll have more on that for you coming up on the Top 4 at 4. We are in the midst of more off-the-field drama. Chaz Coleman, Tennessee star defensive end, the prize transfer portal recruit for Josh Heupel this season, has gone AWOL yet again. Bob, you were saying before the break you've got a thought.
Yeah, so this was one of the things I was thinking about, and then Jason Scheck also said, he posed a question on the live chat asking me, saying, you might have seen this in previous experience in the entertainment business, but is there a chance that some of these young men are getting a taste of money early and it's affecting their behavior thereafter? I would say the answer is absolutely. And what I was thinking, to kind of mesh in with what Jason sent, was we kind of know the backstory. Ohio State apparently offered Coleman like 1.5 million as the story goes, and that Josh went in and they offered 2. So you're a kid, 2 million versus 1.5 million.
Two's more than 1.5.
Yeah. 2 power conference schools. Yeah. Go to Tennessee. But did he do it just for the money? And he never really wanted to be here in the first place. And now that's sinking in with him. Kids from Ohio.
That's a really good point.
It just makes you wonder, man. I don't know. I don't want to make light of what could be going on with him emotionally, mentally, whatever you want to call it. But he's a kid, man. That's the other thing. And you sometimes, man, you put that kind of money in front of a kid. I've seen it with my daughter. Just went through high school graduation. She got some money. She was literally like, "I'm rich," and it's like, no, you're not. It's like, and it sure as hell wasn't this kind of money. It was like, hundreds of dollars, and that's it. My point is,
rich.
Yeah, she was like, "This is awesome."
Yeah.
She goes, I already know what I'm
where
gonna
you were
spend.
trying to.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder if there's some of that going on too, where he's like, I don't want to be here, man.
I don't know, man. It's that money. I just keep thinking about, like, what would you guys have done if you had that kind of disposable income at that age, at 19? 1999,
Well,
Russell's over there.
Okay, yeah, but here's the thing, Bear, and we got into this yesterday, but there's a societal thing here. I had 2 really intelligent parents who would like demand that I do something smart. Like, maybe if I'm getting $2 million a year to play football, like, yeah, maybe I get to cut out and have a nice car. Maybe I'm in a nice place and everything, but I guarantee you my mom is going to be on me about saving and insurance and taxes and investing and all those things. And unfortunately, a lot of these kids don't have that.
That's true. Would you have a car? I mean, you've told everybody the stories about your pop and auto dealerships recently. So,
I mean, knowing what I know now, I'd be very frugal. Because the thing is, like, that money, yeah, the money's great, but it's not about the money, but it is about the money, because the money can set you up for a really good life
after football.
And you being a good human being, which is what you're here for. And, you can give a lot of that money if you make it grow in the right way and have a family and do all the things that outside of football that make life worth living. But you got to work for it and be here for 2 or 3 years and make all that money. And if you go to the NFL, you're going to get a lot more and you be set. You won't be working at 45, 55 like we are. You're going to be living the high life. You'll be out there on the golf course, man.
They're just working part-time.
Let's get DR Ball in here. DR, you're on the drive. It's Fan Run Radio.
What's going on, guys? I thought about that, Russ. Not everybody's got a dad like Nico or a mom like Boo. I miss her.
Oh, you make me spit my water all over my laptop.
Mama Boo.
I do miss Mama Boo, man.
Whew. Thought you followed her on social media.
She's a content machine.
I wonder what she's into now.
Oh, she'll be.
Probably
She hadn't forgotten about us.
Oh, what did you say?
You said what she's into at Dion's pants, or so she wants.
Oh,
you can't say that.
Wow. Come on, DR.
He just did.
I disavow those comments.
And the boys talked about it this morning, and y'all mentioned it too. Like, that's the first time I really looked at Chaz Coleman. I was like, that's Chaz Coleman. It's like that's Pruitt.
That's
He's not
Pruitt.
a big guy, it doesn't seem.
I mean, he must be hella fast. I don't know. I'm looking at that dude like, really?
Yeah.
I don't know if he could get around the starting left tackle over at Webb.
Well, that's what's crazy. On the live chat earlier, Music City Sam said, it's entirely possible there was no issue until he got here. It's no surprise Tennessee went after him, though. His pass rush win rate was similar to David Bailey and Reuben Baines, those are first-round draft picks.
That's when he's in shape. But, I mean, what he reminded me of is what guys look like on the basketball team when they first get here before Barnes and Maitenwald, forged them into these.
Well, how quickly, I've never been cut up like that. Like how quick, if you're in great shape after working out through high school football, a year at Penn State, how quickly do you go from cut to flabby?
Get there probably in 6 months, easy.
Start
eating cheeseburgers.
Has it been about 6 months since he's played?
Yeah. Once you start working out, that's why I tell people, like people our age, I'll see these dudes like our age, it's like pumping serious iron, building all this muscle. I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, you aren't going to keep working out like that, and it's just going to turn straight into fat.
I'm going to say this. I'm burnt out on it, and it does seem to be a common problem with Josh Heupel. And I know the whole rule about personal appearance, even though that was broken yesterday, but Barnes does not have this problem. And Barnes takes care of himself the way he looks. He's a good-looking man. And then you got Heupel, who has – yes. You got Heupel's got all these discipline issues, all these in-game issues. And look, it's just a new problem every year. I am just burnt out on it, guys. So much damn drama around here.
Think he drinks too much beer?
Pathetic.
Yeah. I will say, shout out to you, Russ. I can't believe anybody mentioned Futurama yesterday. So that's was one of my favorite shows in the 90s. I think 99 is when it came out. Were you not into Family Guy? Because that both came out about the same time.
Yeah, when it first came, I'm not a Family Guy fanatic. Like, I haven't seen every episode, but I remember the first season or two were pretty hysterical.
I thought that was more 2000s, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong. My son loved it, so I saw a lot of them.
I'm a bigger fan of American Dad.
See, I used to sit up, because I was like 10 when that came out. My parents wouldn't let me watch stuff like that, so I would wait till it came on at 10, and they'd be asleep. So I'd sit at the end of my bed, watch Third Door, and then watch Family Guy. Guys, I know you're up against it. Today is my birthday, and for my birthday, I just want to hear Vladimir Putin say he's proud to be an American, and I'll hang up and listen.
The man has a birthday. You can't deny, man. It's show rule, Bear. Long-standing show rule that I just made up. You cannot deny a man's request on his birthday.
What is it I'm supposed to say?
Proud to be an American.
I'm grateful that I'm
Whoa, American. Really?
I'm proud to be an American.
You say it so, like, disappointedly. Like, I'm proud to be American. You say it like...
I'm grateful that I was born in this country. There's a lot worse places you could be born.
Is there anywhere else you'd rather have been born?
No, probably not.
Wow, that was a long pause.
I was thinking about.
That was a long pause there, buddy.
You've
wow,
St. Petersburg near and dear to your heart. You've talked
it was
about
more like Manchester '69.
Vladivostok is wonderful this time of year.
Lady Vols up 4-0.
4-0.
2 wild pitches by the Texas pitcher.
The vodka flows like wine this time of year. Stay with us. I hope that'll do you, DR Vol. And your behavior, even if it is your birthday, what you said about Mama Boo, absolutely
reprehensible,
despicable, disgusting, unacceptable.
That's inexcusable.
Hour number 2 of The Drive coming up.
The Drive.
Fan Run Radio, the flagship station
It's time for the Drive's Top 4 at 4.
All right, here we go. Top 4 at 4, brought to you this afternoon by Barley's, where we'll be tomorrow for a live broadcast of the show after Tennessee baseball. Come on down, hang out with Fan Run in the Old City. Number 1, Tennessee Lady Ball softball. Getting it done so far. They're in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 7-inning game, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
4-0. Lady Vols lead Texas. 2-seed Longhorns. Be a huge upset.
Elsa Morrison with a 3-run.
Elsa. It's a good softball name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go. So if we win, we would play Texas Tech.
Oof.
That sounds right. Yeah, they won. Did they play? There was a game before
They beat
this
Mississippi
one.
State 8-0.
Yeah.
Did they? I saw Mia Williams' dad was there, and he was behaving himself this time.
We would play Texas Tech Saturday at 3 p.m. on ABC.
By the way, we kind of buried the lead. Oklahoma's not even in the field.
Yeah, Mississippi State
Took them out, right?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Number 2, SEC spring meetings wrapping up in Destin. Chris Lowe of On 3 Sports was down there covering the festivities. He's going to join us here in about 18 minutes on the show, so you're going to want to stay tuned for this. But the big stories coming out yesterday, Greg Sankey says that the metrics that show that the Big Ten has passed the SEC because of its 3 consecutive national titles are, quote, pretty narrow band, and that his league, quote, still stands alone. If you look at the entirety of our league, we are by far the most competitive, the strongest league by far, Sankey told reporters yesterday. But you're going to lose games, and when it's close and competitive like that. So why have they surpassed us? It's an oddball. It bounced a couple of times the wrong way, end quote.
That seems pretty flip to me. I agree with the top to bottom. We're stronger than the Big Ten, but championships are championships, man.
What do you think of Sankey's performance this week?
I thought it was underwhelming myself. I don't know about you, Bob.
Well, so yes, and on brand is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
For that very reason. It's just the same stuff from him.
Sankey a little overrated? He's no my because I'm starting to wonder if he's not really Mike Slav.
Sankey, the Josh Heupel of
what are you doing?
conference commissioners. Well, he doesn't say much.
Walk
man.
that one back?
No, I wouldn't walk it back. He doesn't say much.
All
I like it. I kind of like it. Bob says, I stand by what I said. I said what I said.
I'm staying on business, Russ. Have you ever covered this thing, Russ?
What?
The meetings in Destiny.
Never
You ever
been.
down there?
No.
Bob?
No,
I asked the station if we could go. I told them RTI would supply the jet and travel if the station would pay for a hotel. Got shot down.
Drive in Destin. I do think we need to take the drive on the road.
It is called the drive. You might have to ride with me.
Nah, we'll drive separate. I'll fly.
Number 3, Major League Baseball happening right now in Chicago. The White Sox. Southsiders up 6-2 on the Twins as they stretch it out, headed to the bottom of the 7th. Earlier today, the Angels beat the Tigers in Detroit 7-1, and they are just about to get started. Big game up in Fenway as my Bravos take on the Red Sox rubber match of that series. We got Chris Sale going tonight.
You're only one game ahead of the Dodgers now for best record in baseball. Just saying.
That's what the mighty Dodgers have been reduced to. We're only one game back.
No, it's just a reminder that it's a long season, man.
It is a long
Tiger
season.
is crouched in the jungle, getting ready to pounce on the Braves.
Braves got a Ha-Song Kim problem. Is what Braves got. Got to figure out how long we're going to go with a shortstop that can't even get close to the Mendoza line. When we got my guy Mauricio Dubon out there. Am I speaking a foreign language now?
Yeah, never.
All right, number 4. Sad news from the world of hockey. Claude Lemieux, who won the Stanley Cup 4 times during a memorable NHL career, has passed away at the age of just 60. TMZ reporting that he died by suicide.
Ooh.
And if I can speculate recklessly, you have to wonder if that was a CTE type thing, because he was a bad man. Did you remember Claude Lemieux in the 90s?
Oh yeah, I do.
I just remember him when he was with the Avalanche and he rearranged Chris Draper's face. I was a big Red Wings fan in the.
When you say rearranged, he rearranged it.
Yeah, I mean, he pushed him from behind into the boards, like the cutout where the team stayed, and like he basically it was almost like the hockey equivalent of biting the curb.
Curb stomping, yeah, it was bad. Didn't somebody finally get charged for something on ice, like criminally?
Recently?
I mean, sometime in the past 15 years.
That's not recently, no.
Well, I mean,
yeah, there was it was a guy from the Thrashers. I
don't remember.
Came with a stick over the head and just clobbered a guy.
They charged him with felony assault.
Which I don't know how I feel about that, but anyway.
I mean, when does it cross the line?
I think when you step out on the ice.
Like, did Vontaze Burfict cross the line with Antonio Brown?
I don't think so, man. I think it's football. I think as
What if
callous
they
as
killed him?
this sounds, I think you basically sign your life away when you step out on a football field or a hockey rink.
So even if he had killed him, which could have easily happened that night,
I think it's a terrible tragedy.
charged with
But
involuntary manslaughter?
No, I don't think so. You? No. It's football, man. You know the deal when you walk out there. That is 4. Top 4 at 4, brought to you by Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria. We'll be there tomorrow. Of course, the game starts at noon, and hopefully that will work out and feed right into the drive. We might be a little bit late if, it's an extra inning affair. I checked the weather. It looks like the weather's going to be fine in Chapel Hill tomorrow. Left-handed starting pitcher, I assume that means we see Stone Lawless behind the plate and probably Abernathy on the bench, which is probably what I would do. I think we are past the point of micro-dissecting Josh Elander's lineup decisions.
Minimizes my free soda opportunities, but, got to win the game. I guess that's really the priority. So
you got to have priorities in life, Bob, and,
Yeah.
and your soda consumption is right up there.
Exactly.
It's been duly noted by several people at the station.
What an idiot.
So if there been any more updates, and I'm sure we can ask Logan about it, Logan Quinton joining us in the 5 o'clock hour. Any more updates on Reese Chapman's status?
Barry, we went over this yesterday.
He's playing.
That's what I'm asking you. Has there been anything since yesterday?
He's playing.
He's playing.
That's what they hoped he was going to play.
No, they said he was good to go. 100%. I
Yeah.
promise you we covered this.
Yeah,
on the show.
Elander was giddy about it, as a matter of fact. He was very, very happy. By the way, pitching change in the Lady Vols game.
Who's in?
Carlin Pickens.
Yeah.
She's the closer, huh?
Well, they Texas got a couple base runners.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting a little hairy.
Yep. 2 outs, runners at first and third now.
Okay.
I don't follow it close enough to know, but the boys this morning on Talk Sports were talking that, mainly John, I think he does follow it, that Karen Weekly has done a better job of managing Pickens' arm this year. So she's not out of gas like she was at the end of last year.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, had no idea.
Hope so. Other thing I want to get into with CeeLo about, there seems to be a lot of the one thing that the SEC is sounding off on is this whole media rights pooling thing.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't talked about that much. I think some people's eyes glaze over a little bit, but obviously this is a sticking point.
Yeah.
And so the Saving College Sports Act or whatever that's going through Congress, one of the provisions in there, it gives you the option of pooling rights. So like the Big Ten, rather than the SEC has a TV deal, the Big Ten has a TV deal, Big 12 has a TV deal, and then there's a separate deal for the playoffs and all that. They could say, all right, like the NFL, we're going to pool it all together. And we're going to sell, it's just going to be a college football or a Power 5 media deal, right? Instead of the conferences separately. And the SEC releasing a statement today. Quote, the Southeastern Conference recognizes and appreciates the many ongoing discussions regarding potential system-wide improvements to ensure the future success of college athletics. The SEC has been intentional through years of thoughtful planning and decision-making in strategically positioning itself for future media negotiations. The conference must retain the ability to act in the best interests of its membership. As such, the SEC does not support assigning its media rights to a third party and remains firmly committed to independently conducting its media negotiations. Bob Baskerville, you are the TV executive among us. Yeah,
what does that mean to me, Bob?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's complicated. I mean, the bottom line is whatever they want to do to make more money is going to be it's going to be the priority, man. That's really, if you want to dumb it down, that's what it is. And they want control of it.
They don't think that by pooling their media, they don't think by giving the Big 12 and the ACC a cut of their media rights that they think that's going to bring their overall revenue down.
That's right. That's right.
Which, why would they do that?
Yeah,
they wouldn't.
Very draconian. And I kind of get it. You know, it's like this is just another factor of why they feel like they should maybe be on their own or with the Big Ten. So
do you think super conference?
Yeah. Do you think Sankey is like, all right, you want to, because I've already seen the Texas Tech guy, Cody Campbell, has already said a very snarky tweet about Sankey, basically, sarcastically, I can't believe somebody as smart as Greg Sankey can't figure out how pooling media rights would be beneficial, very snarky. Do you think the SEC would, my question, do you think they would say, all right, we're going to go ahead and do our thing. You guys, if you want to pool rights, fine. Like, put together a proposal that says we make more than this. This is our projection, what we're going to make at our next TV deal.
Yeah.
If you can beat that, yeah, we'll sit down and talk. But I don't think you can beat that, so we're going to continue doing our own thing.
And by the way, I've been thinking about this. I know that he's been appointed by President Trump, et cetera. Who the hell's Cody Campbell? When the Big 12 speaks, I want to hear from Brett Yoremark. I don't want to hear from mega rich booster Cody Campbell, who created manufactured a softball program for his wife at Texas Tech and did all this. Well, I'm serious. It's like, okay, it's part of what's going on in this world these days. It's like whoever apparently has the biggest wallet is going to be able to weigh in on
rule
things.
Everything.
Yeah,
You're saying he's the Elon of college athletics?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, let's hear from the conference commissioner, and he may feel the same way. That's great, but that's his job, man.
Finally, comrade.
Yeah.
I was thinking, if you were a multi-billionaire and your interests were in sports and you were bankrolling Tennessee, first of all, how cool would that be? Danny White's taking your calls. Like, he's answering to you. Second of all, I think if you had thoughts on how to improve the college athletics landscape, you probably wouldn't be shy about sharing them.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't
got a right to talk.
Sure. You don't see Sankey. Now, this is one thing I would say in Sankey's favor is you don't see him putting, whoever it may be, whether it's for Tennessee, whoever their big benefactor is, putting them in front and center. You don't see the conference commissioner. He's going to be the mouthpiece on it. And that's,
and it's so true. The joke we talked about a week or two ago of, the SEC and the Big Ten agreed on these new rules with the CSC and everything, and immediately said, yeah, we don't want to follow those rules. So now you've got Kirby Smart out there saying, well, we should just break away. Yeah. We should break away and do our own thing, just our league, the SEC. We should break away from the NCAA and just do whatever we want. And it's like, okay, but like,
are we going to follow any rules?
Yeah, you do that, but you're still, is this like the enhanced games version of college football where just anything go? We can use roids. We can use drugs. Our players don't have to follow the speed limit.
We can tampering out our asses.
We can call on whoever. We can take Georgia's quarterback in the middle of the season. If our quarterback gets hurt, we just call up the backup that we like from our rival, pay him. He comes over here. There's no salary cap. We pay whatever we want. Is that what Kirby wants? Or at some point, if you break away, are you going to agree on rules and follow and enforce them? It doesn't seem like there's any interest in that.
No, and the people that I follow, like Michael McCann on Twitter is a really good lawyer to follow, who's been involved in a lot of this stuff. These guys all of them keep repeating, there are rules in place. These guys,
the rules right now.
We wrote the rules. The NCAA are the member institutions. Everybody refuses to follow them.
But isn't Tom Mars one of the guys that's always suing?
Yes.
So he's as
kill all the lawyers
as the rest of them.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, nobody has said anything about any of this stuff that addresses the fact that the Supreme Court of the United States has already said in a 9-0 decision, with one of them, Kavanaugh, saying, I don't see how you enforce any of your rules.
But here's the thing. Even if you declared them employees and there's collective bargaining, just like Danny White wants, say what you will about the NFL, Major League Baseball. Like, if you get caught circumventing the rules to pay the players more, to get around a contract in Major League Baseball or the salary cap in the NFL, like, you get punished. You lose draft picks. You get fined.
And they're one of the basketball guys that's getting ready to maybe lose his franchise.
And it doesn't happen much because of that, because there are rules and there's an established order to things. These college coaches just don't want to deal. You could put whatever NFL rules are in place for the SEC and you would still have boosters.
I mean, it'd be like us asking the Fan Run crew in some kind of competition. None of us would follow the rules. We never have. We never will.
I've never cheated anything here in radio.
Any of these competitions?
No. What have I cheated at? I demand an apology. An apology, Senator. You're calling me a cheater.
Well, you've been known. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I have not been known. When have I been known?
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
You're just saying things. When have I cheated?
I'll get back to you. I'm going to have to go through the memory bank.
No, go ahead. Take your time. I'll wait.
Yeah, it's time. We got a hard break.
All of a sudden,
you
want to change something. Oh, yeah. Okay. We got to get Chris Lowe.
He's a busy guy.
Insult me and then just pretend that you have evidence.
Yeah, maybe.
Chris Lowe of On 3 Sports coming up next right here on Fan Run Radio. Stay with us.
The Drive.
For the fans, by the
Elsa Morrison, by the way, Farragut alum.
All right, a Farragutian.
Having another good game. She had a double now.
You know why things are going well?
Why's that?
Because we're wearing orange.
Yeah, all orange.
We break out the Lady Vol blue next time, I guarantee you.
Where's your orange, dude?
Bad things happen. All right, let's bring in Chris Lowe of On3 Sports this afternoon. Good afternoon, Chris. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, guys. Good to be with you.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on. Let's start with what happened this week down in Florida, SEC spring meetings. Greg Sankey says that the SEC is still the best football league. He argues that it's the depth of the league that makes it difficult. And he says that it's really just an odd-shaped ball that bounced the wrong way a few times, caused the Big Ten to pass him up. Do you think he really believes this, Chris, or is this just spin?
Yeah, well, first of all, nothing happened. I mean, I love how these meetings get bigger and bigger every year, and there are more media there every year, and nothing ever gets decided or voted on, which is, quite honestly, why I didn't go. Because I knew I'd seen that movie 100 times. So I didn't want to go back down there and hear a lot more of, we'll go to another meetings, we'll meet with commissioners, or we'll kick the can down the road and play out. But no, I think Greg is the SEC commissioner, so he's always going to present that side of things. I'm in the middle. Listen, the SEC needs to quit talking about what's happened over the last 10 or 15 years or the depth of the league. What's the old Parcells line? You are what your record says you are. Well, the record says that the SEC has won a national title in 3 years, and in those 3 years, the Big Ten's won each year. Which league is the deepest? I mean, we could have 50 people in here from all over the country who love and watch football. You probably get different opinions. I think the SEC is still the deepest league. I think the NFL draft typically bears that. I think it's the most talented league. But it still comes down to what you do on the field, and the Big Ten has had its way with the SEC in postseason and bowl games. Now, bowl games to me, even when the SEC was winning some bowl games, have never been the best games. I think it's a little bit of fool's gold, bowl games. But they still play. They still keep score. But I think if you look at, what lens do you want to look at it through? Do you look at it through the last 5 years, the last 3 years, the last 10 years, the last 20 years? Do you want to look at it during the playoff era? Do you want to look at it through the NIL era? There's a lot of different ways to sort of spin this and look at it. The bottom line is the SEC, over the last however many years, has won a ton of national titles with about 5 or 6 different teams. They've been swimming those waters the last 3 years. Didn't win. Michigan won in 23 to beat Alabama in overtime. In the semis, Texas had the ball down inside the 10, knocking on the goal line to tie Ohio State. They had that, just tripling turnover and return for a touchdown. Last year, Ole Miss is driving, throws football in the end zone, incomplete in the semifinals. So to me, they're in the conversation. I don't think it's fair to say that the SEC is definitely the best conference in college football right now, because the last 3 years, the hardware has gone to the Big Ten, and that's typically how we measure it. When the SEC won 7 national titles in a row, and I'll go ahead and say it, sort of I guess some people around the league may have whispered it back then. Guess what? The league was pretty top-heavy back then. It was Georgia, Bama, Georgia. LSU had that great team in 2019. But there was a pretty big gap between those teams and everybody else. And yet they got credit, the league got credit for winning 7 in a row. So they were the best conference. Now, she's sort of on the other foot now, and here we have the Big Ten. 3 straight titles. I'm not ready to write the SEC off, and I'm not ready to say the league's lost its fastball. It is not going to be a league that can produce 3 of the next 4 or 5 national titles, because I think it is. But we are where we are right now. But no, Sankey's like a lot of commissioners. He's going to sort of sing his conference's praises and promote his conference, and a lot of it to me is a lot of blustering on all the different sides.
Hey, Chris, appreciate you hopping on, man. Good talking to you.
Yeah.
Here's another one. The Protect College Sports Act. That's been released, the bipartisan legislation and all of that. Some of the points of it seem reasonable enough, but do we really think this is this ball going to get moved down the field at all in the near future when it comes to this particular act?
I think there's probably about the same chance of that happening as Jalen Carey making both free throw attempts.
I would agree with you, by the way. Yeah.
I don't disagree, though, that there are some things in that bill that make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
5 to play 5, trying to come up with a way to legitimately enforce the rules that the colleges, by the way, put in. People talk about the NCAA and rules. Well, the rules come from the membership schools, right? Those are the people. The rules weren't just sort of grabbed out of thin air. But I think anything in that bill, anything that is seen as inhibiting or impacting an athlete negatively in terms of making money or movement, i.e. transferring, is going to be challenged in court every single time. We've already seen that happen, right? And I understand that part of this bill that they're asking for some type of antitrust exemption from Congress. But you guys know as well as I do that there are attorneys lining up right now. They're ready to take on a case of some kid who played 2 years, had 2 really bad knee injuries 2 years in a row. His 5th year, he's not the same, but he wants to come back and play a 6th year. Well, they're going to sue. Well, no, you already had your 5-year window. You can't play. Same as the one-time transfer. So if the kid's at School X's coaches leave. School X's coach the next year, defensive coordinator, new system. I'm leaving. No, you already transferred 1 year. So to me, all those things are going to be challenged legally. So the question is, how much that's in that bill will be able to realistically withstand some of these legal challenges? And I think anything, again, impacting an athlete's ability to make money, to move freely from school to school, those are the things I think we're going to get the stiffest legal challenges on those things. I mean, but I like the 5 for 5. I think if you're going to have rules that there's a cap, like that's a hard cap, I mean, good luck with that one. It's if they're keeping score in college sports, if they're keeping score, the last time I checked, we keep score pretty much in everything, especially football and basketball. There's always going to be people looking for ways to get around the rules and buy this player or that player or create this advantage over this. It's just the way it's always been. And I love somebody I talked to recently said, "Hey, I'd like to go back to the old days." Well, the old days, the only thing different was everybody was still paying players and cheating their butts off. It was all under the table.
Chris Lowe, All 3 Sports, with us this afternoon. Chris, where are you at with the whole playoff thing? There, again, no vote or anything like taken. It just strikes me as interesting that the Big Ten is quickly in lockstep, and they got more teams that, but they are all on the 24-team bandwagon. SEC is obviously splintered, and it just feels like the 16 theme has kind of gone away, and it's 12 or 24 at this point. Is that your understanding?
Well, and remember, both leagues have to agree for there to be any expansion, which means we may very well get 12 again in 27. Because the way the contract reads now, both of the leagues were given equal power, the Big Ten and the SEC, they both had to agree. And you're right, the Big Ten wants 24. And I think much of that is they want to bring Fox along with them. Let's not get ourselves into the equation with TV rights. So the more teams, the more games, the better chance that you have that happen, i.e. the Big Ten bringing their partner Fox in. The SEC, and I do agree with Greg on this one. I think going from 12 to 24 in 1 year is pretty drastic. What's that going to look like? What are the unintended consequences? I'm not a hot take guy, but I will say this: 24 in football has that invitational feel to me more than it does a playoff feel. It really does. Do we want to see it? I won't mention teams' names, but we want to see Team X and Team Y. They're sitting there at 8-4, 9-3. Neither one of them is beating a ranked team. One of them's ranked 24, one of them's ranked 25, getting into the playoff. I mean, I don't. That doesn't excite me. And do you think fan bases? Let's take Tennessee. So if we go to 24 and 27, and Tennessee slips in at 8-4, as the 24th team or the 23rd team, and they get pounded in the first round, you think there's going to be a lot of excitement around Knoxville? Hey, we made the playoff. We made the playoff. Of course not. I don't think going from 12 to 24, just the fact that you could say you made the playoff is going to change anything. Will coaches get fired on a less frequent basis? No, I don't think so. You think of Kalen DeBoer next year, let's say we're a 2014 playoff next year, and they get into the playoff and get pounded by somebody, that they're not going to be ready to fire him just because he got in the playoff. I don't think any of that changes. The other thing I would say, too, is I'm afraid there are going to be things that will happen. You know, if you're Ohio State and you roll into that second to last game and you're 10-0 or 11-0, and you're playing Minnesota or Rutgers and you're a 28-point favorite, and Julian Sayans plays, he's got a lot of wear and tear, but he's got a little bit of a foot injury, you know, sort of been plaguing him. You know, and some guy, and I've made this example on a lot of shows, some guy that's making, you know, 65 or 70 grand a year, and he's got 3 kids, saves up, takes his family to go see that game. He's a big Buckeye, three generations. Julian Sayans sits, doesn't play the game because they're saving it for the playoff. Guys, that's coming. I can promise you that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And here's the last thing I'd say. If we get to 24, which I think we will ultimately, it's not stopping there. It ain't staying at 24.
Hey, man.
Well, thanks for joining us, Chris. No, I think you're probably right. The other thing too, and I hate it, and this is the business I've worked in my whole professional career and everything else. I hate the fact that media has got such a hand in this, because that's some of the reports, you know, as far as why Sankey's kind of standing his ground with 16, because if it stays at 16, ESPN doesn't have to open it up for renegotiation. To your point, Big Ten is aligned with Fox. They want to bring them into the mix. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it's really, really frustrating to see that that those companies, not even the schools and the athletic programs, could have a hand in how this thing takes shape.
Yeah, and ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips said it, and others have confirmed it. ESPN does it. They'd like to see it stay at 12.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
And and 12 doesn't bother me. You know, we've only had 2 years of 12, so could you really fully assess anything in 2 years? A playoff format or anything for that matter? Is it working? Is it not working? I think it's totally fair to question and examine the structure of the playoff. You know, for instance, how are we really looking deeply enough at what a legitimate strength of schedule metric is? You know, are we legitimately giving a school like Ohio State, for instance, goes on the road this year and plays at Texas? If they win that game, shouldn't that count like almost double over winning another? Are we giving those teams credit for that? You know, or are we just simply awarding teams because they got one fewer loss than somebody else? I think that's what bothers coaches. And what do fans want? Well, you guys on the radio every day. What do you think most fans? I don't hear a lot of fans that are fired up about a 2014 playoff. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've seen polls. Right. I've seen polls. I don't know how scientific they are, but I don't get the feel. And you're right. TV. It's always about TV. It's always about not the money, but how much money. And that's always going to be the case because it's big business. College football is massive business. But, you know, all these things good for the sport. Mike Elko, who I had a chance to visit with this spring, was, to me, as candid as any coach has been. And he said, listen, if you don't let the coaches make this decision, we're going to want 40 or 50 teams in the playoff. Because you don't want to get fired. You don't want to have half the league get turned over every year. Now, I don't know that I agree just getting in the playoff means you're not going to get fired. The thing he said I do agree with is we don't, college football is not the NCAA tournament in basketball. We don't want to become that. You still want it to be hard and difficult to get into the playoffs. At 12, it's difficult. You can't survive a bad loss. The example I always use is Ole Miss in 24. Ole Miss had a really good team in 24. Best defense in the country. Well, guess what? They lost to Kentucky at home. The only game Kentucky won all year in the league. Well, if you have that type of loss, man, it's got to hurt. You got to be penalized for it. 24, at 24, that loss wouldn't have been anything to Ole Miss. They would have gotten in.
Chris Lowe, On 3 Sports, with us here this afternoon. Chris, last thing for me, the situation we've been following closely here in Knoxville with Chaz Coleman, the talented defensive line transfer from Penn State. Obviously, he's not with the team right now. Any insight onto where things stand with Chaz Coleman and Josh Heupel?
This is something they've been monitoring for a while. I know there's frustration, disappointment. He still hasn't shown up. They have really tried. Tennessee has tried to help this kid. He's got some things off the field, not just football related. And I think Josh Heupel has been quoted as saying that to try to help him through it. They just seen so little of the guys. But he was in spring practice for maybe not even a week. Did very little, if any, during the off-season conditioning program, the weight program. Here we are now, 3 days? The players are supposed to be back. He's not back. I think it's really to the point now where he's left Josh Heupel and the staff very little decision. Unless again there's something else out there that comes to light. We're probably to the point where it's unlikely that we see him play football at Tennessee. I hope listen again. I don't ever want to get into people's personal business. But there are some things that this kid has dealt with. And so whatever is out there and whatever those things are, I hope he can get those things in control. But, he doesn't have a lot of options football. I know some people say, well, he wants to go to Ohio State. Well, there is no spring portal. You can't transfer and play next year. So it's not like, well, I want more money. I'm going to squeeze Tennessee, get more money. If not, I'm going to Ohio State. This is not a Nico deal. Because remember, there's no portal that you can get in after the spring. So this is purely some stuff off the field. And, he's an Ohio kid. There's several different components to this, but this can't continue to drag on because you guys know as much as you. Every kid in that locker room right now is watching. They know what happened with the Nico thing, with the Nico Carter thing. This is something that can't become a pattern in Tennessee. But I'll reiterate this. I hope all the things this kid's going through, struggling with it, I hope he can get it under control and it work out for him. And it just looks like this dragging on the way it is that I don't know how confident anybody in Tennessee he's going to be playing. So.
Well, it would be a Tennessee football offseason without a little controversy off the field.
No kidding.
Hey, Chris, great stuff. Always appreciate your time on 3 Sports. The great and powerful Chris Lowe. Thanks so much.
Okay. See you guys.
Thank you, Chris.
Bye. Chris Lowe joining the program this afternoon there. And again, you're reading the tea leaves here. Chaz Coleman don't sound good.
No, I don't
sound good. Mm-mm. All right. We'll circle back here, unpack a couple of other things that Chris had to say when we continue. Open up the phone lines at 865-966-3435 if you want to chime in today, 966-3435. It's Fan Run Radio. Back with more after this.
The Drive. Miss any of your favorite Fan Run show?
online, fanrunradio.com, and on your free Fan Run app. Shout out to the folks watching over on the Fan Run Sports YouTube channel. Be sure to like and subscribe as we wrap up a chat with ESPN's On Threes. Chris Lowe. Bear, what did you learn?
That I didn't realize that Coleman had just done nothing.
Yeah,
they did. I didn't realize that he hadn't taken. I mean, unless you're going to sit here and berate me for not paying attention back during spring practice, but
no, that's CeeLo and I talked a little earlier today, and I wanted him to be the one to say it, but that's what he had said to me. It's mind blowing, but that's why again, Derek Owings is like, get him out of here, man. If this is how it's,
I mean, were we aware of that back in the spring?
No, I mean, not that specifically. Obviously, like there were rumblings that like he wasn't showing up to practice and stuff, but I assumed that he was a part of their winter workouts.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't sound like he had done a whole lot there either, from what I gleaned from what Chris was saying. I don't know. It's like we were talking about earlier with there's certain guys that if they come on here and tell us something, it's it can be kind of sobering, like Adam Sparks and the kid that, he wasn't in the plans. And then, Chris with this, I would just I wouldn't say gobsmacked, but yeah, this thing's been festering for a while over there.
Let's go to the Fan Run breaking news desk.
It's a final now.
Tennessee Lady Vol softball takes down Texas 6-3. The final in Oklahoma City. Lady Vols moving on to the winner's bracket.
Eat it, Texas.
Yeah, during the CeeLo segment, it got a little dicey. Texas got it to 5-3, then Tennessee got a run, and Carlin Pickens slammed the door.
Let's go. So Tennessee will take on Texas Tech 3 p.m. on Saturday in the Women's College World Series. Very exciting. Is this the year that Karen Wakely finally hoists the big trophy? Hashtag everything school.
Hashtag horns down.
Do we just own Texas right now? We beat them in baseball. We beat them in softball. We beat them in basketball. Probably tempting the wrath of Arch Manning coming in for a 5-touchdown performance in Neyland this fall.
Yeah.
The fruit of Archie Manning's coming.
Would you trade all our dominance over Texas and all these other sports for a win? For a win in Neyland this October?
Oh, damn you and your Faustian bargains. Probably. For many different. The Arch is what pushes it over the edge for me, Bob.
These are all until today in the softball. Those were all regular season wins in sports like basketball and baseball that are postseason sports. Went over Texas this year. Put Tennessee and Faison Brandon on the map.
Faison Brandon.
Boy, would it. They just, the Capital One rewarding performance. Farragut's Elsa Morrison.
Hey, all right.
Hey, I know we mentioned it briefly last Friday, but hats off to Farragut High School baseball team. They did win the state.
5 in a row.
Yeah.
Again. Wow.
Do you guys realize they're 20-0 once they get to the state tournament? In the past, I think, however many years they've won their state championships.
Good for them.
So,
all right, let's get Tim in here next as we go back to the busy phone lines on this Thursday afternoon edition of The Drive. 865-966-3435. Your phone number to get on board. Tim, what's up?
Hey, the Bluetooth KGB is alive and well. Get off your Bluetooth. But hey, they could solve all these breaking the contract rules by setting up the SEC like the Premiership. Leeds United, man, they were jacking around with transfer fees, and they were out of the Premier League for 30-something years. Now they're back. They learned their lesson, and that would also solve all this dropping money on people who really aren't eligible. I think it would solve a lot of things. And you make it like a Premier League. You got to qualify, and if you don't win enough, then you drop down.
So are you talking about like if the SEC were to break away, like penalties?
No, I'm talking about the whole thing. No, I'm talking about NCAA, just everything.
and you have like a Premier League, and then you have like a Champions League for the playoffs, and you got to play by the rules.
Yeah, promotion and relegation.
Get knocked down. Yeah, and then every game means something.
Hey,
you know,
I'm not. I don't dismiss it out of hand. I'm not necessarily against it. All I will tell you is that there are athletics directors and school presidents all over the land. It's the same reason you'll never have promotion and relegation in American professional sports, because no owner is going to risk the possibility of being booted from the big league and down to a league where they would get lesser revenue. But I mean, it's
well, then they wouldn't break the contract rules. They wouldn't. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Whatever. It works out good for the Premier League, but anyway.
Yeah.
And I would trade every single win against the Longhorns for a win in Neyland. Absolutely. I have to work in Texas. It's unbearable.
Yeah, those people are different down there. Good stuff, Tim. Anything else?
Yeah, hats off to the. No, that's it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. 865-966-3435. Tim drops off. That creates a line available for you. I mean, he's on to, if you want to get the cheating out of college sports, which, like Chris said, it is ingrained. It is a part of the fabric. We kind of like it. It's kind of part of the narrative of college sports. Eric Dickerson's Trans Am, Albert Means getting $200,000, the house that moves, Bryce Brown with the website charging for recruiting updates.
I mean,
recruitment.
I was talking to Chris before he came on with this last segment off the air, and I just asked him. I was like, I wonder what, like, Johnny Majors and all those guys, those coaches back then would think. And Chris kind of chuckled and said, well, here's the thing to remember. They were all cheating their asses off back then.
They're all doing what they had to do.
Yeah.
So like that, I don't even know if we're being honest, if we're hooking ourselves up to the fan run lie detector. The Bear does this and smoke just immediately starts shooting out the side of the machine. But if we're all being like, I don't know that we really want the cheating cleaned up. We kind of like it.
I mean, it's everybody talks about, you brought up NASCAR this week. You've done it a couple of times. But I kind of feel like the policing of the sport is what's killed NASCAR. They've made it so hard to cheat, and there's so many damn templates. Nobody can do anything anymore.
Can't have any fun.
Well, no, I mean, it's just at least a milquetoast mediocre product.
But I mean, the caller's on to something, Bob. Like if you really want to put some teeth in punishments, and you do want the cheating out, and you don't think it's fun, and you don't want it, and you find it distasteful, then you're gonna have to put, hey, some. You're suspended for the year. Like you're not playing next year. We're shutting your program down. I
mean, the problem is in Premier League. I mean, it's the highest bidder, right?
Do what?
And the teams with more money can go out and buy all the players.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. That sounds kind of like SEC football, college football, doesn't it?
So is it a very good analogy? I mean, I get what he's saying, but
well, I'm just saying, like, again, that's never going to happen. Promotion relegation never going to happen in American sports, professional or collegiate. But I remember when Auburn was it 92, 93, 94, something like that. It was, they were on probation. It was Terry Bowden's first year. They went 12-0.
Yeah,
they were on probation, so they couldn't go to a bowl game. None of their games were televised. They had a TV ban.
TV blackout.
I mean, that's what you would have to do. You would have to put, like, you'd have to bring back a probation that meant something. It's like, hey, you're not going to be on TV. You're going to be ineligible for the playoffs and any sort of championship, and you're not going to get your slice of the TV money. That's what was scary. It's like, hey, man, you're not going to get your $50 million cut this year from ESPN, ABC. All of a sudden, then I think you'd have some athletics directors taking compliance a little more seriously.
Yeah, I was around during Bob was too, the TV blackout punishment days. And I'd be stunned if we ever go back there. That was one of the dumber consequences they've ever had.
I don't know, man. Like if you want, you say, well, that only hurts the fans. Well, you can make the argument that that would be incentive for fans. The crazy fans are the ones that drive all the cheating, right? Because we want to win so badly. Yeah. But if you knew that, hey man, if we get caught cheating, I'm not going to be able to watch the Vols on TV, you'd be a little bit more understanding of your coaching staff following the rules a little more closely, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it just sucks so bad in the 80s when like the 85 Tennessee-Florida game was blacked out because Florida was on probation.
Yeah, but you had John Ward.
That's how Tennessee
painting
went to
the picture for you.
Yeah, it's a little bit different nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to figure something out, man, because these coaches talk about breaking away all they want. They ain't going to stop cheating. Yeah. They ain't going to stop trying to run around the rules. All right, quick timeout. Hour number 3 of The Drive coming up. Your top 5 at 5 and the Cookie Man coming up next. Quitting time on your Thursday, 5 o'clock here on Fan Run Radio. I'm Russell Smith. Thanks for tuning in to The Drive. Alongside Bob Baskerville and Bear, we've got your top 5 at 5. It's brought to you by Barley's, where we will be tomorrow doing the thing. Getting ready for Tennessee baseball. Hopefully we'll be drinking from the keg of glory this time tomorrow. Cheering on our beloved baseball volunteers. I mean, you like how pumped up are we going to be if we win that game and we've got Tegan Coons going up against North Carolina in the winners bracket?
Pretty fired up, Russ. Pretty fired up. Bob, you going to be fired up?
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, what? What do you need me to do?
Rip your shirt off and say, yeah!
Yeah!
Hell yeah, I'm excited. I want a T-shirt.
No, I mean, I'm looking forward to the game. I mean, I think I'd like to believe tomorrow's a win. Then Saturday it starts to get real.
Oh, it gets real. It gets real. Number 1, Tennessee Lady Vols moving on up to the winners bracket. 6-3 win over Texas in the College World Series in Oklahoma City. 7 hits for the Big Orange. Only 5 hits for the Lady Longhorns. Tennessee will play Texas Tech on Saturday at 3 p.m. Game 2 of the College World Series. You guys like our chance against the Lady Texters? I'm sure that Cody Campbell has bought them a fantastic roster.
Ex-Lady Vol, Taylor Panel.
Yeah, they're
right.
pretty loaded. So do they call the are they the Lady Longhorns or would they be the Heifers?
They're definitely not the Heifers.
Again, judging from the size of those gals I saw playing for them today.
There we go. It's okay for you guys to
what? Yeah, he asked a question.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
I thought it was a legitimate question.
I got you.
Are the Lady Heifers or just the Heifers? Or
number 2 in the big leagues, scoreless in Fenway in the bottom of the 3rd there. Braves and Red Sox playing the rubber game of a 3-game series.
Has this always been a big rivalry between the Braves and the Sox? So I feel like they're cross-divisional.
Start. Us old-timers that I grew up watching baseball in a day when there was no interleague play.
Right.
That was a very radical concept when they started doing that. So I don't consider the Red Sox a rival, but there's a lot of history.
They were the Boston Braves at one point.
Yeah, I mean they played in Fenway for a couple of years when it first opened. But no,
I was always curious about it.
It's fun though. It's a fun matchup. Chris Sale pitching today in his former stomping grounds. Angels beat the Tigers earlier 7-1, and the White Sox went ahead and finished it off. CG's boys, the Southsiders, they're 2 games over 500.
The White Sox are a sneaky, fun team to watch.
They are fun.
Yeah, I like them.
Who's the Japanese player they have?
That is Munetaka Murakami.
Munetaka Murakami.
He's a stud. I got him on my fantasy team. I'm feeling good about that guy. Strikes out a lot.
Yeah, he's very much an all or nothing kind of dude.
Swing for the fences kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's got 19 dingers.
Got a little Reggie Jackson in him.
Yeah.
He's not in there to hit a single.
They got some pitcher who won today. His record's 8-1. Davis Martin. Never really heard of him.
You need to get him on your fantasy, it sounds like. Number 3, in reaction to the controversial comments made by his head coach Lane Kiffin, first-year LSU athletics director Verge Osbury. I know, it's so awesome, isn't it? I hope that guy stays there forever. Verge Osbury.
Yeah. I said, what?
Verge,
Lane knew now.
Come on down here, Verge. Have a glass of iced tea with us. We're just commencing about pontificating upon the issues of the day, sir. I'm Verge Osbury, the third. Said he's spoken with his coaches about the importance of unity within the SEC said that his message has been, quote, worry about LSU. Everything is about LSU. Not about the place you were at before or the other schools in this conference. You think Lane's going to take that advice from his boss?
No. No.
You're not going to listen to Verge?
Could you imagine trying? I mean, we've talked about it. I've managed people. Russ has managed people. Could you imagine trying to manage this guy?
No. I mean, it'd be pure hell.
Lane and Verge do sound like it's like a wrestling tag team, and their gimmick is they're Old South plantation owners.
Yeah.
Lane and Verge coming down to like white, full Boss Hog suits.
Is Lane kind of a soft name for a dude?
No.
Hey, for a football coach.
When I hear Lane, I mean just Lane Bryant, where
No, Lane.
I've known some Lanes before.
Knoxville's own, my guy, Leighton Thomas, plays Major League Baseball.
I'm sure there's been a Lane like offensive lineman.
There is. I want to say like Lane Williams, or played for like the Eagles.
Okay, I was just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there, boys.
Bob finds that a little reckless. Maybe you shouldn't have thrown it out.
I imagine on the list of reckless things that me and you say in front of Bob.
Way down the list.
Yeah.
Number 4, Thunder trying to punch their ticket to the finals tonight to defend their championship. They're up 3-2 on the Spurs. Game 6 tonight, Western Conference Finals tips off at 8:30 p.m. in San Antonio.
I find both these teams thoroughly dislikable, and I'm kind of rooting for the Knickerbockers.
No, I'm totally rooting for the Knicks. San Antonio, 3.5-point favorite tonight, Bob. This one going 7?
I sure hope so, but I think we know what's going to happen. Thunder are going to flop their way to a
flippity-floppity. I mean, like, I'll give SGA this. Like, he's a creative flopper. Like, when I think of flop, I think of Dennis Rodman. I think of Vlade Divac first and foremost. Like, big lumbering post guys. I don't think of guards, and I don't think of offense. Like, I think of defense. I think of guys drawing a charge.
Like the Jalen kid from Arkansas, John Fulkerson, and Grant Williams come to mind when I think of floppers.
These guys turned it into kind of an art.
Oh, it will be an art festival at the finals, or the Thunder and the Knicks, because Jalen Brunson plays kind of the same way. There's going to be a lot of arms flailing and falling to the floor. And it's a shame because they're both really, really good players. I don't question their,
Is it
talent.
the equivalent of taking a dive in soccer?
I guess. Yeah.
God, that's a huge
I'm
problem.
ready for that conversation again this summer.
That's just absolutely
guys rolling
ridiculous.
around. Oh my God.
Bob, how hard is it going to be over the course of the next, whenever the finals do start, for you to hide your hatred of New York?
Oh, not that hard. I mean, I don't like them, but
known Pacer fan.
I got my New York City t-shirt on today.
I know. Very Yankee looking.
You lived in NYC. You live in Manhattan?
Kind of temporarily.
You just kind of stayed there off and on?
I had a hotel there for I stayed when I was starting up Stern for video. I was there for like 2 months straight.
Remember that guy, Bob? He wasn't showing his arms. I'll tell you that much.
Bob.
You made an impression on the king of all media.
Yeah, I guess. Bradley Paul on the live chat says, how dare Bear disrespect the name Lane when you think of the great vocalist in rock, Lane Staley?
He spelled it different.
He's got a Y.
I don't care. It's like it's Lane.
Actually,
there's a huge difference between Lane Staley and Lane Kiffin.
Well, hold on. Lane with a Y, kind of softer than Lane.
Yeah, I would agree.
You want to take it outside? Mister?
No, I don't want to fight. I just
Lane Staley
making a point.
One of the all-time great rock vocalists.
Like Lane with a Y, softer than Lane with no Y.
I didn't really think about that. I was just throwing it out there. I wasn't saying it was. I just wanted to get your all's read on it. Something I thought about. No, Lane Staley. Nothing soft about Lane Staley.
No. Number 5. Bob, how do you brush your teeth?
I don't know. Is this a trick question?
No, just take me through the process. How do you get your toothbrush out? You wet it down first?
Yep.
Then what?
Put toothpaste on it.
Okay. And then you brush?
Rinse my mouth out, get my mouth wet, and then
you rinse your mouth out before
you get your mouth
wet.
This
is crazy talk. What? You get your mouth wet first.
It's kind of an extra step.
Bear with
I wet my toothbrush down and put the toothpaste on it.
All right.
And then you just go to town.
Philadelphia Phillies star Bryce Harper is drawing blowback for his toothbrushing technique. He displayed on, I guess he was on TikTok or whatever, Instagram.
You know what it is.
So what he does, he squeezes the toothpaste from the tube directly into his mouth.
I've done this before.
And then brushes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are saying that's actually a, quote, diabolical toothpaste application.
It prevents it from falling off your toothbrush in the sink. You get the glob, and you got to get it off.
The glob is the worst. Oh, man. Hate the glob.
That's weird.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I've done it frequently, if we're
really
being honest. Yeah.
Just to avoid the glob?
So you
when I started doing it was, you brush your teeth right before you go to the dentist. To be extra fresh.
Yeah.
You not do that?
Yeah.
See, Jimmy O'Cal Beach gets it. He said, yeah, you always rinse your mouth out to get anything that's in there out before you brush your teeth. That's right.
The hell's going to be in there? Buick?
Food, like in your teeth.
No, this happened to me the other day. I don't know what I was eating, but I went to brush my teeth before I get in bed, and I just take a glance. I'm like, oh, like I got some brown flakes, like a granola bar or something I've been eating in my teeth. I just go for it, man. I just toothpaste up and crank her up.
I just imagine there's a giant picture of you smiling over there at Knox Smiles.
I love that feeling of you're spitting out the toothpaste, and when you know there's something in there's a chunk of something, you're like, yeah, it's weakness leaving my body, man. I just got it out. It's what you do. But no, man, I think we're all on the same page here. Well, except for Bear.
I'm just saying I've dabbled in it.
Like the tube, like do you like plop some in, or do you suck on the tube? What do you do? That's
kind
a good question.
Well, number one, if I'm doing it, I've usually got, I don't right now because I haven't been anywhere in a while. But like if I'm going to the dentist, you have like a little travel tube of toothpaste. Yeah, you stick it in your mouth, squeeze, get a good bead in your mouth. Because you don't want to try and put, I don't know if you know this, brushing your teeth in your car, kind of.
Who brushes their teeth in their car?
I would right before I go into the dentist.
Just go in there and do it inside. You got a restroom. Brushing your teeth in your car, that's serial killer stuff, man. What are you doing?
You've never brushed your teeth in your
car?
Never.
Never, not once. And I can say with 100% certainty I will leave this earth.
But you've drank beer in the shower.
Absolutely. Shower beer is one of life's greatest treasures.
Oh, God. Weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Do you brush your teeth before you shower or after you shower? I always
Probably
do it
both, knowing him. I don't know if you know this, but he's somewhat of a legend.
Usually after.
See, I do it before. I get all the stuff done.
I don't shower first thing in the morning. Like I'll wait a while. So I usually brush my teeth after I've had my coffee when my mouth is really nice and gross.
He's somewhat of a legend in Knoxville when it comes to dental care.
Hashtag no cavity club, man. Doing something right over here.
Jonesy 404 says, I pretend it's a milkshake. He's probably assuming or referring to the toothpaste.
Better watch out. Cody McClure will come drink it up.
And then Bradley Paul says, has anyone tried the toothpaste tablets? You just pop it in and go to town. I've never heard of those.
No, that's weird. I remember those tablets they used to give you when they come to school, like that tablet you chew up and to see if you needed to brush, if you're brushing your teeth enough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Where it would turn pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Those were gross. Yeah, I would just feel weird. I mean, for me, it's all about proper toothpaste to toothbrush distribution ratio. And I feel like I would have no control over that. like getting too much toothpaste in your mouth sounds like that's no good at all.
No, it's a lot. I know a lot of people who brush their teeth in the shower.
That's, to me, is like really gross.
Why? That's what a drain's for, man.
It just reminds me of the Seinfeld episode where Kramer was cooking. Remember that? Where he had the disposal hooked up in the shower.
Yeah, I just don't trust the water that comes out of the faucet in the shower to go in my mouth. I feel like there's a better filter or something on the sink faucet.
Yeah.
Sink water is better than shower water.
Probably, even if it's not.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper, you weirdo. Although I will say brushing your teeth in your car, weirder than Bryce Harper putting the toothpaste directly into his mouth.
Yeah.
That is the top 5 at 5, brought to you by Barley's. They've got sports trivia coming up tonight at 7. If you're looking for something to do this evening, head on down there with your friends and play a little sports trivia at Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria. And, of course, we'll be there for Tennessee and East Carolina. Fan Run Watch Party tomorrow at noon. The Drive coming to you live as soon as the game is over. 865-966-3435, your phone number. We've got the Cookie Man coming up here in just a few minutes. Let's grab a call from Phil. Good afternoon, Phil. You're on the Drive.
What's
up, Philly?
I enjoyed the Communist Manifesto y'all played about an hour and a half ago.
Well, I mean, Bear's got his own theme music. What can we say?
What are you talking about, Phil?
It's Bear, that's Bear's walk-up music, Phil. Like how batters walk up to the home plate. That's
oh my God, that's Bears music.
Yeah.
I guess congratulations to the lady ball softball for winning. At least somebody win over
there. Hey man, we're in the NCAA tournament tomorrow. We were in the NCAA tournament basketball this year. Had a winning record in football. I'm trying here, Phil.
Hey, Phil, I was talking earlier in the show, and you may have heard it. I have not heard from you on this, but I know you're a hardcore football fan too. But I've heard from some people saying, man, I would just be happy if we could get through football season as fast as possible and get to basketball because of the team that Barnes has put together. Do you feel any of that?
I agree. I mean, this is a make or break for Barnes to get the Final Four. I mean, this is it. And I think it's his most talented roster since he's been here.
Yeah, and I just think football is so kind of sketchy right now. I mean, they could be good. I don't know. But, I mean, it's a tough schedule, and the quarterback situation being what it is, and got guys not showing up, and I don't know, man. There's a lot.
That's kind of depressing when we're in year 6 and we're going through this now.
Well, the thing that sticks in my mind is that if what we've heard today is that the strength coach, Derek Owings, is basically telling Heupel, hey, this guy got to go.
Yeah.
This is bad for team morale and everything, and I don't care how talented he is. He hasn't been here. Then this is a crossroads for Josh Heupel. You brought this dude from Indiana partly to instill better team discipline. And you got to take his, if he's telling you the guy's got to go, then he's got to go. He needs to be gone today. Clean out his locker, put his stuff in a box, mail it to him. You're done.
Is it true that everybody's saying that they gave him a contract for $3 million? Is that true?
Who's that? Coleman?
Yeah,
I'd heard two.
The number that front office sports thing posted, which we don't know if that's true or not. It said 2, but I've heard 3 today. Who knows?
Well, the Braves went up 2-0.
Hey, let's go. Let's go, Philly. Lead us in the chop. 2-0. 2-0. What do you think, Bear? You like it? Do you like it?
Today, yeah, you're beating the Red Sox.
What?
You heard me.
Huh?
That was a good one right there.
Can't hear you. Chop's playing.
Yeah.
Speak up a little.
Russ, on this, who's going to be our edge rushers next year? Are we going to be the rest of the passer at all?
That sound like Jordan Norman from Tulane. Opportunity knocks.
Somebody in the live chat, Phil, said borrow Dwayne Brown, put him out there.
There you go. I was thinking.
Yeah.
You ever get Curry to transfer
Let's
from
go. Jalen
basketball to
Curry.
here to play football? Of course, he's probably not quick enough to play defensive end, but I don't know. I'm not Bob. I'm worried about the football program. It's kind of we're stuck in mud.
Mm.
It's kind of like the Germans going all the way to Moscow and then snowstorm hit.
Wow. Okay. A little Stalingrad reference.
The Bear can relate. Am I right?
It's one of the great victories for his people. I mean, hey, I'll go with the Soviets over the Nazis. I stand with you, Bear. We turned back Hitler's men.
They all freeze in the rugged Russian winter.
Hey, y'all give Bear too much today. I mean, I like Barry. Y'all are abusing too much. I mean,
Think so?
Good Lord.
Bear, is this abuse?
No, I mean, not any more than usual with you.
What? I can't hear you.
Well, those players look pretty good on that newsreel I saw from the over at Pratt Pavilion. Look cool, didn't it?
Yeah, it did look cool. I was saying that earlier. It just looks like there's a good vibe, man. They're happy. They're all tied. It's just like, God, man. Just wish we had that in football right now. It feels a little fractured. I don't know, but like you said, stuck in mud or something. I don't know, but no, man. Basketball. It seems like all good right now. I mean, I'll be interested. Russ said that about injuries. The only one I guess I'm not worried about, but wondering how long it'll take Henderson to get back in full form.
Mm.
Well, I guess just have to play Troy. Well, I mean, the guy from California. He probably be the backup point guard. What do you think?
Yeah, Ames. Yeah, I would think so.
Day.
I think Duke Harris might be Tennessee's best player. You look at it, I see Tyler Tanner's coming back. Who do you think's going to have a bigger impact, Tyler Tanner at Vanderbilt or Duke Harris here? That'd be a interesting conversation this summer when it's slow time. You know,
I would agree. That's a good one. I'm fired up. We did that interview. Lowe and I did that interview with Lundblade, and that kid, man, he's kind of he could be a killer. I think we'll see if he can make that transition.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope the baseball team don't get run ruled tomorrow. I mean,
we ain't getting run ruled by East Carolina, Phil. Come on now.
I hope you're all right, but I mean, just ain't the same without Tony D over there no more. See.
Well, I mean, if we're still playing next week, it'll be pretty similar. Stay with us. The drive continues. Speaking of the baseball volunteers, we've got the Cookie Man, Logan Quinton, coming up next. We'll go inside the matchup. Vols Pirates tomorrow. High noon showdown in Chapel Hill. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive.
Catch up with all things Fan Run by subscribing to our
appearance is always brought to you by our friends at Crumble Cookies. LQ, good afternoon. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, fellas. It's getting hot and heavy here, not just the weather, but, man, we're within 24 hours, well within 24 hours. This is like Christmas Eve to me, so I'm giddy, and I'm trying not to suffer from information overload and just try to keep things steady and get ready for tomorrow as the NCAA tournament kicks off, and it's the best time of year for a college baseball fan.
Super exciting moment right now. This season for Tennessee, man, it's had a lot of twists and turns, but the Volunteers made it. Would certainly prefer to be hosting. I mean, this place would be a absolute madhouse right now if we were talking about Tennessee hosting at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. But hey, you know what? LSU ain't in this thing. Vandy's not in this thing. Our Vols are. And I kind of like what Josh Elander is doing tomorrow with Blanco and saving Coons. He's saying, you know what? We can win this game with Blanco against East Carolina, and then they've got to beat our ace, our first-round draft pick on Saturday on their home field. And if they could do it, then hats off to them. But if they can't, Logan, if Tennessee wins these first two games, the Volunteers are in a very, very good spot to be playing in the Super Regional.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Russ, a lot of ups and downs on this road. Hopefully that finishes with 920 miles. But to kind of give a segue into this segment, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, right? When you think about the three straight walk-offs on West End, a Sunday game against LSU, whatever you're going to point out, looking for a pitcher number 9 or 10 on the roster that you're going to rely on this weekend, things shorten up right here. And it's like Josh Elander said, it's time to go link up. And you mentioned Coons. That's kind of one of the headlining pitching prospects in this regional. He has certainly had first-round material multiple times throughout the course of this season. He can earn a lot of dollars starting with this weekend, and just been a phenomenal second year in the program for Coons. And yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. I think that's what everybody's kind of wanting. And when this regional kind of rolled out, and first of all, locked and loaded isn't even the right terminology for it. It's kind of insane that 1 through 4 is so tight based on whatever metrics you want to look at. I think VCU is like the highest rated in RPI of the 4 seeds. So it's kind of crazy, but whether you're looking at a potential matchup of Coons and Norby for ECU or Coons and DeCaro for UNC, and it's got all you can ever want in terms of pitching. And that's where this game kind of begins and ends, is on the mound. And if you want to get to Omaha, you got to have your lead horses run wild. And Tennessee certainly has that. Maybe not the super deep pitching staff and bullpen that we've become accustomed to the past few years, but they got the lead horses to run and get things started this weekend in Chapel Hill.
Hey, Logan, we've talked about this already, but I want to get your take on it. It feels like East Carolina as a team, they've hosted super regionals. I mean, it's a good program. And while I think they're kind of vulnerable in a game against us, depending upon what happens with their pitching, I look at them offensively, and it's not terribly impressive when you think about like the power angle of it. They have about half as many home runs on the season as the Vols do, but they do a lot of other things. They also have a collective team batting average right around 300. What is it with them that you fear most offensively for them to do?
They're just patient. There's their biggest and most important core group of hitters. They really flash tremendous plate discipline. Starts with Jack Herring. I mean, his walk to strikeout rate is tremendous. Kind of scratching my head as to why he didn't make first team all conference. I mean, and he doesn't just get on base; he can slug a bit. Like you mentioned, you're not going to see the power numbers that you see, when you compare against, up against Tennessee. But they can slug enough. They got enough dudes in there in their lineup that can get the job done. Davin Whitaker is another one. But it's those guys and you throw in a couple of others that can, get on base at a pretty good rate. And this park, and maybe we talk about it here in a second, but the park can be wonky the way it plays. So if we see that boost in terms of production, like the Super Regional last year in Chapel Hill, man, any team that can slug a little bit can really get things going. So I'm excited to see how this thing starts. Now, the pitching end of the deal, I'm not going to say I'm too surprised with Ryan Towers starting, but I'm super interested. I would imagine that Cliff Godwin wants to attack some lefty-lefty matchups here, and kind of thinking about Grimmer and Chapman. And Grimmer's the one that teams pay so much attention to at the top of the lineup, and how they approach him. I'm wondering if that's kind of the first cliff note as the reason why Godwin is rolling this one out. I'm not going to make a case for Norby. I'm fine with them because Towers into Norby is kind of their usual rotation looking back at the past month. But looking at a guy like Joseph Webb that could get the job done, who I think, in my opinion, could have a bit better mix against righties and lefties. It's going to be interesting to see. It'll be Towers and Blanco to get things started in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, they keep it looks like their pitching staff keeps the ball in the park too. That's the other thing that I find interesting. And
they ain't played the Vols yet.
Well, I mean, Towers is one of them though, and that's what I wondered. We know Norby had the high pitch count last week, et cetera, but it's like Towers pretty effective in that regard too. So that's one thing with East Carolina. It's just, Cliff Godwin will kind of morph that team into what it needs to be successful. That we can count on that. So it should be an interesting matchup in that regard.
LQ.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Russ.
What are your thoughts on Landon Mack? He's going to be on the roster. We've heard that he has done a little throwing. So you would obviously, if he's available this weekend, that's just a major plus for Tennessee.
Yeah, and it seems like every year, no matter the sport, there's kind of this interesting.
He's this year's A.J. Russell.
Yes, and this is with a little bit less context, right? Like don't know a whole lot, but we know that based on the latest presser before the boys left for Chapel Hill, that I think Elander used some careful but important words, and so we know that Mack has been throwing pins and he's available and he's going. So you come into this regional with two question marks surrounding two very important pieces. Reese Chapman being one, Mack the other. Reese Chapman was kind of the outlier type of deal, right? Just a fluky thing where he gets hit, during a practice last week, and so. But the box is checked with that. Elander says he's a full go, but now the attention turns to Mack, and I would like to think that I'm a little more positive that Mack will make an appearance. Now, is it in the form of a start? I don't know, but I also think it's important that Elander said, when he announced that Blanco was starting the first game in Chapel Hill, after that, he said, everybody's going to be available any and every day. He can really stack the pitch. And like I said, you may not have a number 9 or number 10 on the roster that you felt so good about, going back, of course, of last season or season before, but can you patch 7 or 8 guys together and win this thing? I think they can. It's going to be a tough deal, but man, what a loaded regional.
Trying hard not to look ahead, but I can't help it. North Carolina, have you heard anything on who they plan to start tomorrow? Are they doing the same strategy Tennessee and ECU are doing? Are they holding DeCaro till Saturday?
Yeah, and as of this morning, there were like a handful of teams that announced they were pitching off, and North Carolina's gonna save. It sounds like they're gonna save DeCaro for the game 2 situation. So they're another team. That's the calling card for this regional is, you've got guys like DeCaro and McDuffie and Caden Glover for North Carolina. And we've already mentioned Norby and some of these guys that are in the mix for East Carolina. Tell you what, VCU, man, their head man, he's not far removed from college at all. If you look up his picture on the sheet there on the Rams website, you would think it's mistaken for a player currently on the roster. Sean Thompson pitched and performed so well for them, for the Rams, and that mindset is all over his club. They've got some guys that you're going to see different arm slots with them, funky arm slots at different type of pace, and you're going to see a bunch of grinders. They got some guys that, can really get it done. Like I said, they're one of the hottest teams in the country, by the way. East Carolina and VCU are two of the hottest teams in the country. VCU closed out the regular season, I think, winning 9 of the last 10, then won 5 of 6 in their tournament. In the process, they took down the number 1 seed, St. Joseph's, who a lot of analysts had pegged as a dangerous possible 3 seed or 4 seed in the tournament, but ends up being the Rams, and they're all about pitching, playing the short game. And that, like I said, pitching's a calling card here, and North Carolina has that in spades.
He is Logan Quinton. We call him the Cookie Man. I'm looking at crumblecookies.com, and there's something that just about knocked me out of my chair the way Bear did a couple of weeks ago. But Logan, before we get to that, anything else on your mind as it pertains to the Tennessee regional or any of the other regions as we get set to open up NCAA tournament play tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's kind of the consensus that this regional is the most loaded, like I mentioned. But you can make a case. I mean, the Lincoln regional, putting Ole Miss in there as a 2 seed and Arizona State as a 3, that's wild to me. I think the Tuscaloosa regional, I do not know what to make of Alabama. And it's so weird because they check so many boxes, but I just don't have a feel for what they're going to do. And the Pokes come to town. That offense is dynamite. If they can just pitch a little bit, I think they can upset the Tide there in Tuscaloosa. But as of this, and the 2 things that are on my mind coming into this regional, I mentioned the ballpark. It's wonky, man. Like early spring, it's pretty much neutral. When we see it heat up to this point, and we're basically in summer weather here, right, in the southeast, it can get a little hot. And I watched pretty much every bit of that super regional last year against Arizona. Carolina put up 18 on the Wildcats first game, 18-2, then ended up losing that series. There were home runs sprayed all over the ballpark. It's the right center gap that's the preferred alley. So thinking of Reese Chapman, Blake Grimmer, they're going to go up against Ryan Towers. We mentioned him. I look at these metrics, fellas, and Towers has been great, and I get it. It's one game. This is going to be a short sample. Anything can happen. But the longer the story is written for Ryan Towers on this season, the metrics indicate things are going to regress when we're looking at an ERA of 3. Very respectable, right? But his fielding independent, north of 5. Things are it's going to happen at some point. Will it happen tomorrow? I think in terms of batting average of balls in play, things are going to take a drastic turn for Mr. Towers.
Now, they want to bang heads with us. We can show them what it's like. Top 10 in the country in home runs this year. So I hope it's warm and the ball's flying out tomorrow in Chapel Hill. Logan, phenomenal appearance by you this afternoon. Speaking of phenomenal, the peanut butter cup brownie cookie featuring Reese's at Crumble.
Pardon me?
I mean, is there any way I can inject this intravenously?
And this is like the fan run themed rollout with this lot of the Bischoff cheesecake.
Look at that,
and
Bob.
then
Look at that thing. Oh.
Russ, did you notice the chocolate chip Krispy Kreme? I didn't have a clue. I didn't have a clue about this, and I just hope that if Bear gets his hands on that, things go a lot more swimmingly than they did the last time Bear got his hands on a Rice Krispie crumble cookie.
What happened? Refresh my memory. What happened there?
Was that were you on the show, Russ? I can't remember if you were, but I can't remember if we were filling in for you or what, but at the bunker, and I come in with them, and Bear just hawks the Rice Krispie Kreme, takes a napkin, stuffs it in his short, in the pocket of his
just
short.
wraps it up.
Yeah, it wasn't in
go.
my shorts.
Put it in your pants?
No.
And so after the segment, he's like, okay, I'm going to pull this out and start eating on it now that nobody else had their hands on it, and realizes that it's Krispy Kreme variation. So the napkin is just stuck all over it.
Oh, no.
It destroyed it. It wasn't in my pocket.
It melted in your pants? Well, you're like Napoleon Dynamite with the tater tots.
What is it with you guys? I do enough dumb stuff without y'all having to embellish it.
That's like
I wrapped it in a paper towel and put it up next to me on the board.
It's like that Ben Stiller scene from Dodgeball. Remember when he jammed the pizza in his pants?
You're calling him White Goodman?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. Crumblecookies.com, folks, is the website. You check them out. One of their 3 area locations, the OG spot over there on Clinton Highway. Of course, they are in Turkey Creek on Parkside Drive and in beautiful Maryville. He is the cookie man, Logan Quinton. Logan, I know you got stuff to do tomorrow. You got some family business to tend to. I hope that we can talk with you on the show afterwards, and hopefully we can drink together from the keg of glory.
I want to tap that thing, Russ. Let's get it done. Let's stay sharp and focused tomorrow so we can take care of business. It starts with Cliff Godwin and the Pirates. They're enemy number 1 starting tomorrow. Let's take care of business.
Logan's got me fired up now.
Yeah, all right, now you're fired up. All right. Bear and I couldn't do it, but the cookie man comes through.
Might have been the cookies, but still
yes,
it worked.
Well, that helps too. Logan, thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Logan.
Logan Quinton making his presence felt this afternoon. All right, we got to take a quick time out.
Shot Quinton.
People want to know, are we going to do the 2000s best TV shows?
I don't know about today.
I've got my 5.
I don't,
honestly.
You guys didn't do your homework, I see.
Well, that was kind of an improv move, really. We weren't
right before the show. I don't
Yeah,
know if
we
you noticed
discussed
this,
it like
but
3 hours ago.
Bob and I have been kind of, yeah. But then if we work on it during the show, we're going to get the inevitable text later. Hey, need you guys to dial in a little bit better during the show. It's like, what do you want? Do you want me and Bob working on what's coming?
Do what
up?
I did and do it before the show when we were all sitting out there with nothing to do.
There's a lot of stuff we have to do in real time.
Yeah, me and Bob were talking about IndyCar racing at that
Oh,
time.
yeah. I see. Important show research, huh? Quick timeout. The shocking conclusion of the drive coming up. Speak now, forever hold your peace. 865-966-3435. Back to wrap things up right after this.
The Drive. Tony Basilio, the official
We got Keg of Glory. Bear, somebody in the live chat wants to know if you care to address your good buddy Cody McClure taking you out for a ride again, evidently.
Today?
Yeah, you talking about me being mean to you.
I think he was saying because you were standing up for Cody, and he was like, "Hey, why are you standing up for Cody?"
I went back and listened to it. It was just, it was like a one-off line. It wasn't really an attack. Not like he's come after you.
What's that?
He does this whole bit as Bob on LSD now. Like if we slip Bob LSD.
Oh, okay.
Before a show.
Tripping Bob?
Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious.
Maybe we should do that.
Yeah, Russ, because I really want to go to jail.
Yeah.
Because Bob seems like he would
The
really
kind of guy who would
knock
be
off-
completely fine with getting
Yeah.
slipped a tab of LSD by one of
high-powered
his coworkers.
LSD on blotter paper. Yeah.
Am I the only one seeing trails through the sky right now?
I
Feeling
want a
kind of
t-shirt.
funny. I want a t-shirt. Let's get Roberto in here next. Roberto, you're on the drive. It's Fan Run Radio.
That would be really awesome. Tripping Bobbies.
Tripping Bobby. Tripping Bobby B.
I have a question, and it's just Council of Elders stuff, but does the fact that Bear does not like shower beers also make the list, or is that just all encompassing in beer?
We drank beer.
I just
I
find it odd.
Shower beers are elite. Oh, they're elite, dude.
After you've mowed the grass and you're all hot and sweaty and you get in that cool shower, the cold beer.
No.
I mean,
it's pretty elite.
It's pretty awesome.
Maybe you should try it again. Oh, you don't like beer, though. Your drink of choice, whatever it may be.
I just don't get how you turn your shower.
You got to keep it. You got to keep it up. You got to keep the beer up high, Roberto. I mean, there's a technique involved.
Why don't you put a big screen?
Yeah,
in there
it's not
too
like we're
and
eating
check out some
chocolate chip
sports.
cookies with it. You do that after the shower.
It's like a bar. That's what a bar is.
I mean, what's that? Bong rips in the shower?
Yeah.
Hey.
I ain't mad at that. Anyways, moving forward. Glad to hear that Chapman sounds like he's definitely playing this week, guys. That's good. And it's not just for maybe Tennessee's advancement or whatever. I'm just glad for him. I would have hated to him going out on a freak accident and played his last game as a Vol, because he was playing so well at the end of the year. Some freak accident takes him out, which is the most Tennessee thing ever. Speaking of Tennessee things, Chaz Coleman, I guess if Derek Owings is saying get, I guess it's time to get, right? I mean, that's your culture, dude. And I'm just kind of over it already. It's playing out in such a way, guys. Am I the only one that I'm so over hearing about this crap every single year. It makes me lose interest in football at the beginning of the season, or at least through the summer, which is we're supposed to be amping into this, not like getting all depressed and want to jump off the Henley. You know what I mean?
I think you got to back your coach, your strength coach. And excuse me, if Owings is saying that, we got to make a change here, then I think you got to listen to him. You all right, buddy?
No.
You hurt yourself in a chair again?
I'm paying money into this block of wood thing.
God.
You shouldn't have done that.
I'm so sorry.
You should have done.
I'm sorry. I don't have the
done something
executive
else.
level desk that you two have over there. The hosts.
Oh yeah, you're really struggling in just squalor over there, buddy.
Oh, no, I've got a really nice setup over here. Multiple computer screens. So.
Do we need to put like some sort of a seatbelt on that thing for you?
Kiss my ass, Smith. How about that?
Get you a helmet.
Wow. By the way, Braves and Red Sox are tied now, 2-2.
That's a good game. I thought you were pulling for the.
I am, but I can't. It's hard when it comes to you.
Roberto, thanks. We got to get Joshy Boy in here. JB, you're on the drive. It's Fan Run Radio.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you doing today?
Doing well, thanks.
I didn't see much of the game today, but how about those Lady Vols taking down Texas?
How about them?
Yeah.
Put those heifers out to the pasture.
How many strikeouts did Carlin have?
Well, she only pitched, the last inning or two?
No, she pitched 3 innings.
Oh.
But she had I think 2 strikeouts, but she locked it down.
Next order of business is taking down Texas Tech Saturday and striking out Jason Williams' daughter a few times and send his
I didn't even think about that.
sorry butt home.
We'll have white chocolate in the stands.
Yeah.
His daughter.
Yeah.
Mia.
Okay.
Maybe.
Bob?
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. Go.
Bob, do you think Spurs force a Game 7, or do you think the Thunder end it tonight?
Depends on what kind of game the refs want to see, but I'd like to believe the Spurs will force a Game 7.
It all depends on if Scott, the extender, is going to be refereeing the game tonight.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So last thing out the door, I will touch on this about Chaz Coleman. If he wants to be here and work hard, I'm fine with that. But if he doesn't want to put in the work, then he can hit the road, Jack. See ya.
Yeah. Hit the road, Chaz. And don't you come Baz.
No more.
Kicked in the Vols says that was an almost old Ben Franklin level groan.
That hurt.